Let's see who's on.
Selina.
Howdy, Shady.
How you doing?
Good.
I have a couple irons in the fire. Zam backed out this morning.
Okay.
I'm waiting to hear. Well, JR said he would do it.
Okay.
But he currently is without power at his house due to thunderstorms.
Oh, okay.
So he's going to try to make it if he can, if the power comes back on. And I also asked Glock a few minutes ago if he wanted to try to step up, and I haven't got a message back yet. But if you got any ideas, I'm all for it.
Okay. I don't, but okay.
There's just been nobody on all day. I mean, if I knew over the weekend Zam wasn't going to make it, I could have found someone, but, the last minute.
Right.
I mean, I have a list of... I have like the next 10 weeks pretty much booked, which is incredible. But then somebody pulls out at the last second, and I can't find anybody.
Right.
I'm going to try to do Zam next week. I already got Celtic for the week after. People are starting to contact me, asking to be on the show.
So, issue that I have, though,
is
your voice was not available.
Again, I know, I hit the wrong button. This should be this week.
Okay.
I thought I corrected that in the wrong spot. But I realized, I have to go over here to hit that thingy. But let me double check anyway.
Oh, okay.
I apologize.
No, it's all good. I mean, it's just, it's funny because, half the conversation's missing.
Yep.
So,
I still gave you a like, though.
Thank you. How many goats can there actually be?
One in everything.
I know. But I just, every once in a while see people with goat in their name and I'm like,
I want to thank you for educating me
on
a statement that Dredd mentioned on last week's podcast. I had to go to Urban Dictionary to look it up because I'd never heard of running trains before.
Okay.
I'm 55, it's... I know Boom knew what it was, but I don't think BC did.
Oh, I'm sure BC knew what it was.
I try to keep up on the modern lingo, but it's not easy.
I wouldn't even say that's modern. I'd say that's, that came around in the late 70s, early 80s, along with cocaine.
Okay. Dredd, now we're playing Rise of Iron earlier.
Oh yeah, how was that?
I got him through the boss fight.
Okay.
And he was out with TDS last night. He bought it last night, and he's through the campaign because it's only like a 2-hour campaign, but there's lots of end game stuff.
No.
So I invited Dredd to the party.
What do you need?
He can be a ghost host if he wants.
Hey, BC.
BC?
Hello.
Were you worried about me?
You weren't online. It was very characteristic of you.
Oh, I'm showing myself online. I just
You
haven't
weren't
made
in
the party yet.
Well, you made a party at 5:30, and normally when you make the party, you kind of stick in it until then.
And what happened was, Dredd invited me to play Destiny2 with him. So I made the party thinking, well, I'll just hang on to it until, we all get together. But then I realized I had to go take care of a few things and take a shower and get ready and get some things organized. I'm like, well, I'm not going to just... I left Dredd in the party. If he stayed there, I still would have been there, but he left too. So I made a new one. BC, we currently don't have a guest right now. I asked JR. He said yes, but his power is out in his house due to a thunderstorm. So he may or may not be joining us. And I asked Glock to join us, and he hasn't got back to me yet.
Fun times.
So any suggestions? We're all ears.
Give me a second. I'm writing down my quote. By the way, I like these pens.
Those are good pens.
Yes, it feels good.
VA got her shirt on Saturday. She hasn't seen it yet that I know of because she wasn't home, but she knew that she got it. And Selena won't give me an email address, so I can't send her a gift card to buy a shirt for herself. It doesn't have to be a personal email. It could be a work email, or you can make up an account and then delete it right after you get the merchandise. I mean, I'm not stalking you, honest. I will never be in Iowa ever.
I know.
The shirt I saw it screamed you. It didn't say Selena. I went, Selena! I figured it'd be a great shirt for you to wear, and it's very, very valid.
Okay.
Okay, JR says power's still out. I don't know if we want to wait till VA shows up and see how we're doing on time. If we want to wait an hour for JR to come in, or if Glock's going to step up, or we're just going to go to our default and have Dredd on for the 4th time. I asked him last week if he wanted to be a permanent host, and he said no. So
right.
He likes being
flexible, being able to.
Yeah.
He said it'd be too much work.
It upsets me that there are Titan fireworks in the sky. I mean, is that just because of last year?
No, doesn't it show like all the symbol fireworks?
I've
seen the Titan.
I've only ever looked up and see Titan. I've never seen anything else.
I've never paid attention enough, but I've seen the Titan one. It's up to the left.
No, it's everywhere. There's fireworks everywhere. And there's regular, like, red starburst fireworks and then there's a Titan-shaped one every once in a while. Just anywhere, randomly, in the sky, along with the regular starburst ones. But they're only Titan ones. And I'm like, is this because of last year? Because they were the big winners last year? That they're only Titan ones? Next year, will there only be Hunter ones?
Maybe.
It is upsetting to me, though.
I mean, Titans need love, too.
Titans don't need love. Titans are too stupid for love.
Boom.
Sorry, Forrest Gump. I may not be a smart man, but I know what love is.
I know what love is. Boom, boom, boom.
You gonna hang out with your clan today?
That reminds me of Belt. Have you ever seen The Croods?
Yes.
No, I have not.
I fucking love that movie. It's so good. I haven't seen The Croods 2 yet, but yeah, it's a sloth that this guy uses as a belt, and the sloth's
Uh-oh.
name is Belt. So there's a couple points where in the storyline, in the dramatic moment, and you just see Belt raise his little arms up off of Guy's waist and say, "Dun dun dun." I'm sorry. Oh, Belt. You crack me up.
Oh, when it comes to movies, I watch so few.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna limit your movie intake to very select movies, I mean, The Cruise is a good movie, but I probably wouldn't put it in that list, you know, if you...
Okay, Selena, I logged onto your channel. I confirmed that my voice will be on it this week.
You did? Okay.
Yep. There's a delay, but it's on
Yeah,
there.
but you heard yourself talking.
Okay. Yep, I did.
Most excellent.
Storm is getting worse. Guess I may wash for tonight. So JR's out.
Pooh.
Glock has not gotten back to me. I don't know who any friends you guys got.
Nobody that's on, really, that I checked a
Didn't
minute
they
ago.
say
I mean-
something about cat?
Catfish is... Catbug is on, but not on Destiny. I looked a second ago. Catfish is on with Let Me Try.
I don't know cat's
Playing
feet.
Gambit.
I mean, as long as you're in the party, you can be part of the podcast.
Oh, I know.
You don't have to be with us in the tower if you don't want to be, but I really don't want them playing another game to get distracted and say, "What was that? What did you say? Who? What was the question?" I don't want that.
Let's see. Captain Queeg is in orbit.
I played with Krieg a few times.
There was a couple of people I have on my friends list that we only have like one friend in common. I was like, that's really weird.
I
Usually I
can't
have like
even-
20 friends in common.
I guess. I don't know if EMT's on.
I
Which
don't see him.
is- I don't know.
Oh, VA's on. Should be joining us shortly. I don't know who Van
Excellent.
Dizzy is. I have no idea who that is.
Mm.
Wells on, but he thinks that he has to be like into Destiny to be on the podcast. It's not the case.
Mm.
I mean, the first question could be, why are you not playing Destiny now? And discuss it, you know. Probably agree with him, whatever his answer is. Bureau's on Call of Duty. He's already been on, but I mean, he's a good guest. But his showing when he was on the podcast has the fewest views of any of them. Not reflecting on him. I'm just saying.
That was also
Whatever
the
it was.
one where your voice was not in mine or anybody else's that was streaming. So
Right,
I don't know
every
if that
other-
has anything to do with it.
Every other podcast I've done on my channel has gotten over 100 views,
Oh.
including last week's.
Hey, VA.
Hey, VA.
Howdy.
We're
so happy you're here.
And I
we-
showed up, before it was like, T-minus 5 minutes.
Heck yeah,
Now,
you're
if you
freaking
keep-
early.
If you keep showing up on time, we're gonna start expecting it.
Your boots on the ground early, girl. You're good.
VA, as
that's-
always, we are scrambling for a guest,
I saw that. That's why I
and
posted.
even though I
I'm
have
glad
like
he posted the Borpy.
the next 10 weeks, I think I have pretty well booked, but people
No last minute
lives
keepers
change.
tonight, huh?
Jay Arbor's going to do it, but he's got no power, and he's in the middle of a huge thunderstorm, so he ain't going to have power anytime soon. But he wanted to be out, so there's 11 weeks, not because I put him on the list.
All right, let's see what I can work.
I asked Marinita, but she never got back to me. And this was like 5 hours ago.
Who? Who's that?
Marinita?
Hmm.
She wasn't playing Destiny, but she was on, and I sent her an IM, and she just never got back to me.
Well, it also might be her son sometimes using her account, too.
Katie, talking a high voice?
Oh, Jesus.
We may have that dev from Ireland on as a guest.
Going up against a 4-stack.
And nothing says we have to start on time. We don't think we ever have.
Right. No, I mean, that's the only reason I went into Gambit, just because.
No, go ahead. I mean, if we want to start in an hour, we can start in an hour.
No, it's just. I figured until we got some. Whatever, like, idea of whether or not we were gonna go with a guest or not a guest. Until
let
that's.
me see what I can find, if I can post something in the general admin.
I wonder if it's just my PlayStation actor up. It's like I'm showing people online, but it's not telling me what they're doing. Strange. Good night.
Alright, I'm sending a message to Buer. If all else fails, I guess we can ask Boom again to be a back-to-back.
Okay. Well, I'm also asking in the main DoD chat.
Your invaders back with 3 guardians now. Glad they're on your side. Send small block.
Yeah, I can't tell what everybody's doing unless they're showing in Destiny, apparently.
Well, whatever they do is not important because they're not in Destiny. I actually did some research about how to make a decent podcast. I'm going to be changing things up just a little bit. Our formula was pretty solid. I mean, I stole it from DCP, the Destiny Community Podcast. I stole our whole format from them. I mean, not even pretending it. I didn't. Like, if they copyrighted it, we're in trouble. But I've gotten rid of fake Twitter questions.
You have real ones now?
Nope. We have a segment called Real Good Questions with Shady. It's the same questions that they were going to be. I just crossed off the fake name and just going to ask the questions. That's a half hour. The segment I do is a half hour of the show. We just go from one and just get rolls and we get off on tangents.
I like the fake Twitter questions.
Well, on your podcast, you're welcome to them.
Ow.
Ow. If we start getting real Twitter questions, we'll go with Twitter questions.
Oh, the top 3 tonight will be courtesy of my son.
Ooh, curious.
Gave me the topic.
Nice. I cut top 3 by VA, and just kidding. I look forward to that. And so I look forward to Slim's hot topic too. But if we don't have a guest, BC interviews no one unless he wants to interview us. But he's got to have a segment.
I mean,
I'm gonna say, I think Selena and I already hit the toxic masculinity in gaming. So, we have to wait on that one for a bit.
I mean, I can ask you other questions.
Cool.
Venom Platypus.
I'm all bummed. I was looking forward to my short this past weekend. And then we ended up having a short weekend. Kid and I are going up.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, I don't
It's
really
fair.
need.
It's safe.
I don't need you to wear it until we're on Discord or whatever PC's got going on. So I can see it on you. Then I want to see it the first time. And Selena still won't send me an email address, so I can send her a shirt or a gift card for Amazon to buy the shirt.
Selena, are there Amazon lockers near you, like at a local Safeway or Wegmans or Kroger or something?
I think Selena just doesn't want the present.
The present
Not
is a
saying
thing.
anything bad. It's just like
Well, let me tell Selena what the present represents. I look forward to the podcast. It's my best part of my week. I do a lot of preparation, a lot of thought. I try to do the best job I can, and it's doing okay. And just a thank you, I sent BC some Destiny pens. I sent them to myself by accident first, so I'm still using it. But then I sent to BC, and I sent VA a shirt that I thought she would appreciate, and I found a shirt for Selena that I thought she would appreciate. And sometimes, Selena, it's about the giver, not the give-e.
You've said
yeah,
that.
stop being so selfish.
Right?
Let me give you something. Sheesh.
Right?
I expect that. This is just a thank you for being on the podcast. It's just me reaching out to my co-host and thanking them. And I offered to send something to Dredd because he's on so often, but he said don't bother. I said, all right. He's not officially affiliated with the show, but he does a lot for it. Of course, he didn't get last week's on Spotify, though.
I didn't have much of a choice because I had already given Shady my address, which made it a very funny situation.
Yeah, there's a set of Destiny pens sitting in someone else's mailbox. They have no idea where they came from. I had his old address.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
So I saw it was delivered on my Amazon account. So I go,
Yeah.
BC, did you get your pens? He goes, what pens? I'm like, oh no. So whoever moved into BC's apartment has a set of Destiny pens.
That's hilarious.
They're probably scared. Destiny. Oh my god, what's that?
I have
death
no
threat?
clue, right?
I know your Destiny.
They're
It'd
taking
be
some
funny
deeper
as hell
meaning.
if they're gamers, even if they don't play Destiny.
Ooh. It'd be funny if they got like some random like fortune cookie that day.
Your destiny is before you.
Seriously, like that had the word like destiny in there. And they just like kept getting these signs about their destiny.
Oh man.
Well, I got a package of 6, and I gave out one to each coworker that's a subscriber. I gave them each one for their desk, and they like them.
They write they write really well. They feel nice.
No, the whole podcast has been written out in a Destiny pen.
Interestingly enough, I was talking with somebody at work today, and
Well, that is interesting. What else we got going on? No, just kidding. Go ahead.
we were having a conversation. She had a question about work, and I don't know how we ended up on some kind of side tangent. I really don't remember, but somehow ended up bringing up the podcast. And so apparently I made a comment, and then she said something about it, and then I suggested I was talking about kind of how we got started, as it was just kind of a way for us to get together and kind of talk. And I started bringing up, the game we play, kind of has content droughts and everything like that. And I was going, and then ended up saying Destiny. She's like, I knew it was Destiny. I'm like, huh? And she's like, well, I don't game. She's like, I don't game. And she's like, I don't game, but my husband does. And my husband plays Destiny, and that's the way he plays Destiny. He's like, something comes out, he plays it, he finishes it, and then he moves to something else and plays something else. And then something comes out, and he'll move back to Destiny. She's like, so he really likes Destiny, but he doesn't play through like any of the droughts. He just plays to do what he does, finish whatever, and then that's that, and he moves on. But apparently he wants to get their son into the game as well. And so we were talking about my son being part of the clan.
Now, did you give her your gamer tag and ask to see if he wanted to be on the show? Because you're the recruiter, man. I'm doing all the heavy lifting here.
We actually had a conversation about it, and she said she's going to talk to her husband to see if it's an idea that he's into, because it's not her. If he's into it, and also kind of the idea of their son getting to setting up a gaming play date between our sons. To see if it helps kind of get her son into the game a little bit more, because he likes the open world, but some Destiny, some people it's just a lot more fun to play with other people. So,
well, Destiny was designed to be the most social game ever. I don't know if they accomplished that or not, but
I don't know about that necessarily. I agree. I don't think they've done it that way, but they've done a pretty good job of encouraging benefits for playing with friends.
With people, yeah. I will admit, like, watching, I guess towards the end of week 1 or something, watching one of the streams that actually, they would have that lady come on, and her responsibility was kind of like the multiplayer aspect of it. Her talking about how much she needs that to be done. I did not realize that my voice annoyed you so much, Selina.
Oh my god, fucking blueberries! What the fuck are you doing? Oh, fuck me, I swear to god.
What's up, Dim?
Hi, Dim.
Hey, Dim.
He was here.
Hey.
There he is.
Playing Destiny 1.
Excellent.
I finally got a blueberry in this strike I'm trying to beat.
What you need a blueberry for? You can solo strikes.
No. I'm only 330. And this one's pretty hard. By yourself.
I don't remember what the light level for D1 is.
I mean,
400. 400 is the cap.
400 was the cap, yeah.
Level 40, 400 light. And it's a light level, not a power level. They changed that with D2.
True.
So, Dread?
Yeah?
We don't have a guest yet.
Well, it's the big show.
What we gonna do about it?
Well, I'm looking for a volunteer. I sent a note to JR. He's got a thunderstorm, no power. I sent a note to Glock, he ignored me. I sent a note to Bure, he ignored me.
Aww.
And I think VA sent one to like 100 people, and they're all ignoring her.
Well, they just
What if you
haven't
had
seen any response yet.
4 Guardians
and no guest?
No guest. It's the first ever.
It's just funny because I have like the next 10 weeks pretty much booked.
It's like our guest and our backup both went. Well, my boyfriend is either at work or on the way to his soccer game, so he's useless. Cool, thanks,
I'm
kiddo.
gonna be eating dinner really soon here. Got Sam making some steaks.
Ooh.
Man, steak sounds so good. You're the second person that's been talking about steaks today, man. I swear, man.
When do steaks sound bad?
It's my destiny to have steak today.
I could never eat a T-bone right now. Has that ever been said? I don't want that T-bone.
I couldn't possibly
Give me a PB&J instead.
Actually, I do know somebody who doesn't like steak.
Well, I don't like them now. They're wrong.
You're wrong. Just
I
everything
think-
about you is wrong.
Okay, we'll give it 15 more minutes. Unless you guys want to wait another hour. I mean...
I was ready to start now without a guest.
So, let's give it 14 more minutes. And then we'll just go without a guest.
Are you hoping somebody will show up?
What's wrong?
Yes, we are.
Dang.
What's that? And it's already broken? Oh shit.
Are you rooting for us to not have a guest, Dim?
No. Rooting? Why would I root against you having a guest?
I don't know, but you said, oh dang.
Wow. Okay. Well, alcoholism is just signed on. I haven't talked to him in a while, but he's a friend. Alcoholism 1011.
Yeah, I know him. I play Call of Duty with him quite a bit.
Now that is kind of interesting. That could be one. The 6 degrees of separation of gaming.
Probably won't have to go 6. That makes it really easy because the PlayStation tells you how many common friends you have.
Yeah. Kind of interesting.
Shit. Come on, Blueberry. We have to beat... Oh, God! We have to beat this Blueberry. Come on.
Which strike are you doing?
It's the one where there's a hive abomination at the end on the moon. And apparently the splicers are like, hey, let's do a thing with this ritual. I don't know. Something like that. They're trying to fuck with the hive, and we're like, we're not allowing it. You know? That's the gist of what we're doing.
Fun times.
You know? Mainly stopping somebody else from doing something that they want to do.
All right,
Mainly.
Ready to see what you're
Like the
fighting
po-po.
today?
Po-po.
Yeah. Oh, I died. Blueberry, don't. Please. Oh my god, thank you for not dying.
I'm not convinced they don't just get rebuilt.
I must say, the last time I did play D1, it was quite fun.
Oh, thank God.
Transmat is go.
Just had a boatload of people get on D1 and we went into Crucible.
I played with
just
TBS last night. On
Shot
D1.
people with old guns.
My strongest weapon right now is the Red Death at 350. And I'll tell you what, it's coming in clutch every now and then. Being able to heal.
I like the fact that you can just pop an ammo, duck somewhere, refill your heavy. Yep. Pop. I was Gala horning the crap out of everybody with Dread today. It was awesome. And my scout rifle was freaking flames everywhere.
I wish your Galahorn was shooting this fucking boss. God.
I may have to re-download D1.
It's so the same, but it's so different.
Yeah. I may have to put it back on my system. That's what we should do. We should put D1 on and run Vault of Glass real quick.
Oh god, oh god. Please, no. We're getting close. We got him to less than a quarter health. Let's go.
You can do it.
I sure hope we can.
Alien blocker on its way to the other side. I like your style. Portal's ready.
Pop a bubble.
I don't have a bubble. I'm a warlock.
Oh, self-res.
I just have a no. I have a Nova Bomb. I haven't leveled up the Sunsinger yet too much. Yeah, I probably should. That self-res would probably come in handy when I'm solo. I would imagine. I don't know. Don't say it would.
Their invaders down, but they got 2 kids.
Like the phoenix you rise from the ashes.
Dim Dread has picked up the sword.
I have a fish on the hook, and I'm attempting to reel him in.
What do they look like?
Drunk.
Oh.
Daddy.
Ow!
Whoa.
His mic doesn't work yet.
Wait. Ow!
Al, you're muted, or you gotta plug something in.
He's got that Canadian
Okay.
internet.
Going on,
It
Al.
takes a minute.
First question, Al. Do you know what a podcast is?
Computer. Hold on. Here.
Wow.
He's Canadian. He's not stupid.
Well, he asked what. I said, you want to be on my podcast? He says, what game? Like it's a game. Okay.
It's a
Yes.
Destiny 2 podcast.
SG.
Destiny 2 Community Podcast, episode number 9 is tonight. Our first shot at the guest backed out this morning. Second one came in and said sure, but his power's out because of a thunderstorm.
Yes!
So we were just fishing for friends that we know aren't going to be jerks to come on the podcast as a guest. Pretty much all you have to do is answer questions. That's all you have to do.
You know him, right?
Well, we really like you to refrain from the F word. Anything else probably pretty much good.
Oh, fuck.
And that's just fidget spinners. That's okay. Right, Dredd?
Yeah.
As for being an alcoholic, that means
You just cut out.
We're doing it as soon as possible. We should have started 8 minutes ago, but we're trying to kind of wait around. We have some feelers out for a guest. Just so you know, Al, I mean, don't get nervous. We have a sponsor, and we average about 135 views. And we're only on week 9 without advertising. So people actually do watch or listen to our podcast. So it's a Destiny podcast, but we talk about other things too. No, we join up on probably you, and we go to the tower, and you pick a spot where there's no people talking, and we just do emotes and run around. Well, Selena runs around the whole time, but everybody else does emotes.
No, she emotes. She's big foot. She has her Zen when she likes.
No, not last week. And who was following you around, Selena? Because someone was.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's okay.
You burnt that one a little bit. Yeah.
You can be the embodied voice, then. As long as you're in the party, disembodied voice.
Yeah.
Okay, if you don't want to be famous, that's up to you.
Oh my god. Oh my god, like our podcasts get like
There's no such
over
thing as
100
not
views
posted on
sometimes, so...
Yeah,
Okay.
and in a year, it may get 10,000. You could say I was on episode number 9. You're like, oh, wow. That's like watching the Beatles when they were a bar band. We can put you on the calendar. I can put you on the calendar for maybe 2 or 3 months. I'm serious, but that's okay. If somebody backs out, you know, maybe you can fill in an emergency. That'd be great. Okay. Sure. Okay, well, plunder away. It's alright. No, yeah, let's reconnect. Definitely.
Good
to hear from
talking to you, Al. Long time no talk.
I talk to Al all the time.
Oh, why don't you brag about it some more, Tim?
Okay. And if you want to know what the podcast is like, go to my YouTube video and look up one of the podcasts. It's called Four Guardians and a Guest. And my YouTube channel is my name, Shadyville35. Yeah, hope to have you on the show soon. All right, take care. Yep.
Later, Al.
Okay, who's gonna pick out the spot in the tower besides Dredd?
Besides Dredd?
How about,
He wanted to stay in orbit.
hey,
Who went to the helm? Was that Boom?
Mm-hmm.
what if you guys went to D1 Tower?
What?
Is that a
Never
possibility
reinstalled
for
that
everyone?
game. Nope.
No,
I don't have it installed anymore.
not right now.
But
Why
in the
do I
future,
keep
though,
getting a bond?
Possible.
in the future we should be on Discord.
I
So,
keep getting bonds.
but I mean, we
Every
can
time.
still stream being in the D1 tower.
Great place.
Well, I'm looking to start in 3 minutes if no one else is going to join us. I recommend each one of us have a
Might need
question
5.
for someone else. Or everyone else.
Mm.
The first segment should take about 10 minutes. That's what I'm just saying. I don't have a
Yeah.
stopwatch. I'm just saying if it goes 8, if it goes 12, I'm not going to lose sleep.
Instead of a guest, I can talk a little bit about a lore. I'll just like pop in, talk about it, and then leave.
Why do you want to leave?
Because I'm gonna be eating dinner.
You can beat that, right?
I'm gonna be eating dinner.
Be eating dinner.
Okay, well, our first segment will be lore from Uncle Dredd.
Yay!
I like it.
It's a great little snippet.
Okay, 3 minutes, guys. Tick tock.
Get my notes.
Tick tock. Where we gonna form up? Who's picking the place in the tower? Or someplace safe. I mean, that's why I thought tower, because someplace safe. I would love to go to the farm, but they took that away too.
Oh, the poor
Bastard.
farm.
Yeah, I only spent money to get the farm and to get Mars and get Titan. But hey, by all means, take them away.
All right, I'm switching to D2.
I love it, Dim.
What? You love me?
I love it. But
Oh.
I
What's
mean,
it?
I love you too.
Oh. Man, come on, Dogecoin, let's go. Keep going. Good to see it. It's good to see. You love to see it.
Did you invest in
Oh.
Dogecoin?
It says I must update the. Yeah, I invested in Dogecoin
Yeah.
in January when it was under 9 cents.
Yeah.
BC, VA, you want to join up on me, please?
Let me finish the strike, please.
Yeah, but like a dummy, I
Wow,
only bought
okay.
I think 181.
Can you finish the strike in 1 minute?
Should've
No.
bought more.
I hate doing math.
95.
That's only I like to do a quarter hour, so I know what time we're going. If I start at 17 and we're at like, 38 minutes later, I have no idea what time it is. I just like
The stream tells us.
47.
I'm not gonna be able to join up on you because apparently Destiny had a update and it did not automatically.
Automatically
but,
update for
but
you.
you're still in the party, so your audio
Yeah.
will be there.
Yeah.
And
that's
Dredd,
good.
question: was there a reason why last week's podcast wasn't put on Spotify? That just you didn't have time, or I'm just curious. I
just
don't
didn't
care.
do it yet.
All right. I mean, if it was you didn't have time, that's a good reason. It's not an excuse. It's a reason.
I
You
mean,
don't-
maybe it was like forgetting mostly. I was gonna do it, but then I forgot.
Okay. Well, if you get a
I didn't do
chance.
I worked all this weekend. I was doing a bunch of side work for this guy.
I was
Over the
gonna
weekend,
upload
huh?
the stream,
Okay, yeah. Our
but then I got high.
podcast
I
was
know.
Monday. So
I know
Tuesday, Wednesday,
this.
Thursday, Friday, you said screw it, and then you were working on the weekend. Okay, I get
Hang
it.
on,
I
let me
get it.
see.
No, well, he normally
Monday.
works Monday through Friday.
I do.
And then he was doing extra work on the weekend.
I was
I'm sure
gonna
there's
upload the
not like
stream, but then I
a
got
backlash from the public because our podcast
Yeah, I'm
wasn't
sure
on
nobody
Spotify.
barely noticed.
We'd like to know how many people do listen to our podcast at other avenues besides YouTube. I mean, if it's 5 or 12.
I can look right now to see how many views it's got on those platforms. Let's see.
Wow, look at
Where's
you
the Anchor app?
being all techie.
I'm not. I'm just opening an app and looking at the analytics.
I love it.
Oh wow!
Analytics.
Let's see. We got a couple of views. Total plays is 43. Estimated audience 4 people. So I don't know how that.
4 people listen to it 10 times a piece.
I don't think that's right because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 episodes out. So I don't know how that math works out. Let's see. We got 5 plays on TARDIS. We got 3 plays on Ginge. We got 11 plays on Dimdread. 8 plays on Boom. 8 plays on TDS. 8 plays on Dimdread again. And 0 on the one I didn't upload yet.
That makes sense. And just for perspective, every one of them is me. I put it on at work and hit Spotify and then lower it and do something else.
Oh my God, we have a 2% demographic in Germany.
What?
I know
2%.
TARDIS actually listens.
I mean,
to it.
Haz is from Germany, so I don't know if he just stumbled upon it.
What's 2% of 4 people?
I think I got
A big
out
toe?
in those 5 minutes.
Okay, I don't know if it knows how many people are actually watching. Okay, wow, guys. We got 38 cents we've made off the Anchor sponsorship.
What?
What do you guys?
Now.
Oh my God.
Damn, we could have invested that into Dogecoin. Dang.
I invested it in Dogecoin.
There's a lot of marketing schemes we could employ to make this a little bit bigger. If you say it, people think it's real. I mean, I'm not saying lie, but I mean, we could thank all of our patrons for your contributions. It all goes to charity, and if people think that people are sending money to us, then they may feel obligated to do the same. How they do that, I have no idea. I mean, I'm not going to give out my banking information. Who wants to pick the spot in the tower? Selena, you do it. You got good taste, and you know the tower really well.
Oh.
I'm sorry, is that too big of a responsibility?
Oh, maybe.
I won't even follow your booty. I will wait till you get there and then find you.
Oh, jeez. Let's see. Frickin' Titan fireworks, I swear to God.
You want to do it in front of the banners?
No.
Or does, what's your Ava talk too much?
I think there's too much talking.
Yeah, that center section, yeah.
So, I wrote all these notes down on this when I was like kind of drunk, but I like read it over probably like 3 times and made it coherent, and I should be able to
Okay.
talk
Well,
about
I mean,
it pretty good.
you could probably make up shit for like 90 seconds and people
like,
are going to believe
who's
it.
gonna fucking know anyways, right?
Yep.
I think I
Well, it
check.
depends.
I mean, you know, Callus and Anna Bray got together, then Zavala was born. So, and then you went from there, and then you see all this bullshit, and people will believe it. Even if you say, that didn't really happen, they'll still believe it. Okay, I'm in the area that Selena picked. We're by some propane tanks with a nice view of the city. Wow, that's a really good view of the city. Ship docked. We're over by Amanda.
La 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 la. La 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 la.
Yeah, I'm chasing after this warlock that's wearing the Mechanicos outfit.
Wait.
Stina, you got
We're
your
over
hot
by
topic
the
off
soccer
that?
field.
I do.
Where's the ball?
Okay.
Where's the ball? Where's the ball? Give me the ball.
That's what she said.
Someone hid the
I watched an
ball.
episode of Bar Rescue, and the name of the freaking bar was Fat Balls. Like, who's stupid enough? Who's stupid enough to name their bar Fat Balls? And every time somebody comes in the door, all the bartenders are all female going, "Welcome to Fat Balls."
Gross.
Yeah, John Tapper changed the name. I don't remember where he changed it to, but it was better.
I mean, it's not hard to get better than Fat Balls.
Yeah, couldn't get
balls.
worse.
Grande
Was
huevos.
it large spheres?
Huevos
Spheres?
are us. Where's the soccer ball?
Okay, we're gathered around. Is everybody ready to have this train wreck start?
Possibly.
One day since an accident.
Dread, are you ready?
Am I ready?
Are you ready to do your section? Your first stop
Yeah,
after
yeah.
I do my stupid thing.
Yeah.
All right, let me start my broadcast then. Okay, what? My controller's fighting me.
Uh-oh.
I can't find where to start broadcast is.
Options.
Share.
Okay, I've got 4 screens. Narrow it down a little.
On the PlayStation controller, it's it's next to the D-pad, just up and to the right. It's the little
Share button.
Yeah, it's the share button. But I don't know, what is that? A little oval? Little oval button?
Yeah.
Yeah, how would you describe that?
Little oblong,
Oblong
vertical.
Yeah.
circle,
Oblong on the upper left.
an elliptoid.
Ooh. I don't know if that's
These
right, but I
words.
like it. It sounds
It
right.
sounds right.
What, ovoid?
Is it a long push or a
Ovoid
short
makes me
push?
think of lady parts.
There
Well,
we
that
go.
depends on how you have your setup.
My lady parts?
How well? I mean, I guess that would be appropriate too. You know, what does it for your lady parts? A long push or a short push?
I'm not into
Maybe a little bit of
chodes.
We
If
need
that's
to save
what you
that
mean.
for the After Dark edition.
What if it's just, it's not a chode, it's just very
Short?
shallow penetration.
Just really short.
Yeah.
Only
Just
the
a
tip.
Just the tip. That's all you get ever.
That'd be really hard to do. Not, no pun intended. I'm doing the text now. We're getting there.
I'm summoning a ship. Do-do-do-do-do. Summon the jump ship. Come on, show up. There it is.
Okay, I'm starting broadcasting. Will be a few minutes before we get there, or a few seconds.
Beam me up.
Oh man, my camera is messed up.
Last deflectors.
Yeah, that's good enough. Okay, guys, ready to start?
Yep.
Yes.
That's one yes.
Yes.
BC, Dread.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Alrighty then. Guess who is back? Hello and welcome to a Destiny community podcast. 4 Guardians and a guest. Not really a guest tonight, a temporary guest, because he wants to eat more than hang out with us. So anyway, this is episode number 9. Doing pretty good. As always, I have with me VA.
Yes, I do know how to drive.
Selina.
Meow meow.
And BC.
How do you run from what's inside your head?
Where do you come up with these?
What is that from?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
What is that? That one's from Alice in Wonderland. Cheshire Cat.
Thank you.
Okay, and with us tonight is really not a guest, but he's a temporary guest, but he wants to do some lore for us, which is all for it. So we have our best friend of the show, Dread. You're back. Dread, what's going on?
Not much. Just got this little lore bit for you.
Okay. Before we get to that, I'm obligated legally to say we are sponsored by Anchor. Anchor is a app for your phone or desktop. You upload your podcast to Anchor, and they distribute it to many different areas. We are on Spotify. We are on Google Podcasts. We are on Apple Podcasts, among others. So, and also, coming up before Dread does his lore, we have Selina's hot topic, and we have VA's top 3. After that, for the second half of the program, we sunsetted fake Twitter questions. We have a brand new topic, totally different.
Sunsetting.
Good questions with Shady. Really good questions with Shady. Yes, sunsetting
like,
was the thing. I also did some research. Most people that watch our podcast watch for 14 and a half minutes. So if you're watching now, comment, question down below. Not only will we read your question or your comment, we'll give you a shout out too. So please, we need some community interaction here.
Hey, maybe you could be on the podcast too. Who knows?
Maybe. I mean, tonight we had a guest. He backed out. The second one had lost power. The third one said, never mind. So...
he didn't say never mind. He had obligations in another game with dudes that were waiting
With
for
3
him.
guys waiting on him.
And okay, whatever. Dread, you're up first with the lore segment. This is new. I'm curious.
We had a little bit of lore on Luna's Howl. Remember?
I remember. It was good stuff.
Yeah, so
PC.
that's why I was like, you know what? I don't know. I keep telling people to read the Book of Sorrows, but this is a great way to like spoon feed it to some people, I guess.
I'm not gonna read a video game. Sorry.
Okay, you don't have to read it. I'll read it to you, and I'm gonna summarize it in a way that might be entertaining. Who knows?
Let's find out.
To start the story, we need to think about a planet a long time ago called Fundament. By long time ago, I mean billions of years ago. The planet Fundament would be something as we know as like a gas giant. The planet Fundament was seeded by impacts of other planets, by like asteroids and stuff. There's many different species on the planet, and one of them were the krill. Hang on.
A
I lost my
shrimp-like
notes.
creature,
Sorry. Yeah.
good with butter.
Actually, I mean, that's not too far off. They were like a very small species, kind of humanoid alien. They had their own civilization, they had their own hopes and dreams and fears, just like everybody else on planet Earth. Their civilization was ruled by a monarchy, and their current king was becoming old and senile. He was like losing his mind and spending all his time talking to a dried up worm in a jar. And the king was going to be replaced soon by one of his daughters. He had 3 of them. Ziro, don't try to at me about these pronunciations, but he had Zyro, who seeked courage, Zathona, who seeked wisdom, and Urash, who seeked understanding. But there was this little plan of insurrection among the Krill, and there was this group of Krill. They made a deal with the enemies, the helium drinkers. The helium drinkers were to invade and kill the king and all of the heirs. The leader of the Krill group was to become the king. So the king was slain right in front of his daughters, and before the helium drinkers were able to kill the 3 daughters, they ran. They just ran for it. They stole a ship, and they ran very, very far away. On the ship, they cut their hands and made a blood pact together, and they would seek vengeance on the enemies of the Osmium court. And they also all swore to return home one day. This pact made Urash, the oldest of the daughters, remember her dying father's words. The king warned of a coming event that would lead to the annihilation of everyone. How would this happen, you ask? The Krill home planet, Fundament, it had 50-some moons, which is a lot. And there was a time when they were all going to align. This would cause all of the water, or liquid, not water, but liquid substance of this planet to bulge out on one side. Oh, I got an exotic. One side of the planet. That's my text tone. But it would cause all the water to be brought onto the one side of the planet and bulge up, and then when all the moons continued their orbit and were no longer aligned, it would release this unknown to me liquid, and it would kill everyone in a giant tsunami of death and cause annihilation far and wide. And Urash called it the God Wave. And that's the end of part 1. Hope you enjoyed story time.
Yay!
For a good therapist, please dial. Pretty depressing stuff, but interesting. I mean, I know Destiny's a huge universe, but there's a lot of weird things that connect. I mean, we just load in and start shooting things without questioning anything, but there really is a background. So, thank you, Dread. Now, go enjoy your steak.
Yes,
Steak.
steak. Get you some steak.
Nice.
This is I ate steak on Saturday. I'm eating steak today, and then tomorrow I'm having carne asada.
Yes.
All right.
So
Well,
steak.
you are welcome to transform into
Dim
a ghost
has
host.
the meat.
If you want, you can keep your headphones on and just mute yourself, and we'll move on.
All right.
And if there's something really pressing that you hear and you haven't comment, I mean, you're welcome to come back at any time.
Okay.
Absolutely.
See ya.
Okay.
Later,
Enjoy.
Jim.
I want steak.
I know, I do too. Sorry, any vegans out there.
Sorry, you're missing out on steak.
Okay, BC, since we don't have a traditional guest for you to do the question part, I don't want you to be left out. So, do you have a question for any of us hosts here?
Let's see. Round and round and round we go. Find a host to question on the show.
Oh, Rhyme Master Flex.
My question is for, drum roll please. Thank you very much. My question is for VA.
Yes.
Oh boy. What?
Oh boy.
All right, VA. So, well, once again, thank you for becoming a host. You started out as a guest, the only guest that we have officially had become a host of the show. So it's greatly appreciated. And that is actually what my question is about. I know it was only one episode as a guest, but you were kind of a last-minute guest that got brought in and just went from there. You meshed so well. And, like, what was that transition like, or how did you feel about it? Apparently you were okay with doing it, but just kind of how did that go from you to literally just go from being a last-minute guest to a host?
It wasn't difficult. I am a certified Toastmaster, which is an international public speaking organization. And so I've been a Toastmaster. Oh my God, how old was my kid? Almost over 19 years, almost 20. I joined Toastmasters shortly before 9/11. So I joined it because in my job I have to talk to people that are new to our office because we were holding meetings, including people who were from other countries. So sometimes there's a bit of a language barrier. And I just wanted to be more comfortable talking to complete strangers and telling them, these are the rules and you will follow them or else you will be asked to leave. So since then, I've just found it to be very useful, and anybody in the clan, as well as my fellow host here, know that I'm extremely opinionated. So Toastmasters has helped me become comfortable with talking in a way that makes some sense without too many ums or uncomfortable pauses, and just how to kind of think fast on my feet on a topic like what Selina does with hot topics. That literally is one of the segments in Toastmasters.
Nice.
So if you're in a job that you have to talk to people kind of on the spur of the moment, that are strangers, or just to get used to being able to talk to people, I can't recommend Toastmasters enough. If you have a local, pre-COVID, if you had a local chapter in your town or through your work, I have found it very useful, and I am not management. I started off as a receptionist all those years ago, so that's why I just transitioned that training into talking when I'm asked to.
Nice.
Ta-da!
But
Wow.
That
That's awesome.
sounds wonderful and great and everything. And I don't know, somewhere in there, I felt like you might have been throwing jabs at me because I say a lot.
I think we all could work on that.
Oh my land.
That's in all honesty, that's one of those things you don't realize how you speak sometimes with double words, ticks, rocking back and forth while having a death grip on a podium.
Oh gosh.
Until
Oh my gosh, I've seen
until
that.
you talk to people. And it's not to throw shade at anybody. It really is just something that a lot of people do unconsciously.
I come up now. Great.
And
If we could throw you, we would have done so a long time ago.
I know.
You know, actually,
that's
was,
all it is. It was bad because when we first started this chapter of Toastmasters all those years ago, my father joined with me, and I kid you not, we met weekly to bi-weekly, and he was the king of the ums, almost 3 months running.
Oh,
He was
nice.
just that good at that. Like one time he got, I think, 22, and mind you, we only met for 2 hours. And he managed to get 22
ums in an hour.
In an hour. It just is one of those things you don't realize. So now, all these years later, I watch these politicians and celebrities, and like, how are you that charismatic and you're putting out such a good product, or you can speak so well when you're reading the script, but then when you have to think on your feet and you're at a press conference or you're on a press junket, oh my God.
It's horrible.
It's
really
nails
is
on a
horrible.
chalkboard to listen to sometimes.
It can't. There are definitely some that are like that, particularly some of the...
Have you ever seen that episode
Honestly,
of How
it is
I Met Your
younger
Mother?
that go,
The butt-ums.
like a whole lot. But I don't...
They make a
happen,
drinking
they're
game
not
out of
as
but
bad.
her saying
Robin's
but
on the news.
Yes,
You know, and
Robin
likes.
saying but
But she figured it out and made them all really drunk.
Oh yeah,
so
she got
that
him.
was
She got him
hilarious.
piss drunk on purpose.
But your nose and like
Ba-dum.
two of the crutch words that we use in the English language, and
Oh, I
you
used
don't realize
like
how often
way too
they are
often.
used until you're listening to somebody and go and just want to reach.
Oh yeah, my dad
reach
wanted
through
to
the
strangle
TV
me
and
growing
smack
up
'em
because
with
at the
with
height
a Toastmaster manual.
of the 90s when it was a thing.
It's
When the
interesting.
light-
It's like watching a basketball game, but until someone says, "Do you hear the sneakers?" Then that's all you hear. Oh, the sneakers,
That's all you
squeaking,
hear.
and it drives you crazy.
It sounded like a dolphin, sorry. This is my flipper impression.
It's interesting that you bring that up, though.
Okay.
Because one of the things I've been teaching myself Japanese, and it's interesting the difference between
Konnichiwa.
practicing to become a speaker and working on that compared to learning a language. And they say one of the helpful things in learning the language is learning those filler words that we use in conversation that give you your brain time to, or your mouth time to catch up with your brain, or your brain to formulate
Have those buts and ums in another language.
Yes. So like ano, which is native Japanese speakers, they say ano and almost kind of hang on to the o part, ano. And then they'll,
because every word's
kind of
every
say,
language, I think, will have some, like you said, a filler word for when you are trying to connect your thoughts. And I think in every language, every culture, you will see the excellent speakers, and then you will see the people, like you said, like Selina said, that are like nails on a chalkboard. Please just get your message done, over with, and get the heck off the stage. I think it exists in every language, every culture, but that's an interesting point that they suggest learning those filler words in the other languages.
Okay.
well, I think I will focus on trying to not use so much.
Oh.
Well,
Sometimes when you focus on it, that's like all you can say.
yeah. BC though, if you say the word and you have that thought forming in your head that's not quite complete yet, you just kind of delay it, but it comes out correct, then it's useful. It's like, look over here for a second. Okay, then now I have my idea. But before we move on, I want to clarify something. VA has never been a guest on this show. She filled in for Selina on our very first show where Cardis was the guest. And then after that, I watched it. I watched it the next day, and I sent VA a note. I said, "You did great last night. You're hired." And she said, "Awesome," and "Thank you." So I knew that first appearance, I wanted her on the show from then on. That's how she earned her way on as a host.
Ouch.
And
By being awesome.
Because
By
at first
being
I
awesome.
thought I was going to be too busy, and I was like, you know what?
Yeah,
this
you
was
said
planned.
no,
I'll be
but then you
happy
said
to help.
okay. I'm like, I was gonna cancel the first show. Selena overslept. Spike backed out.
I love that he remembers that I overslept. Like, he can
Yeah,
just
that was
remember
your
that I
excuse.
wasn't there, that I had some other thing. No, she overslept. At
She was
7
helping
o'clock
nuns
at
and
night,
orphans.
8 o'clock at night, whatever the heck it was. She overslept.
The VA stepped up and won her spot, and she's been awesome. Everyone has been awesome ever since. So everything's worked out. So thank you guys for being awesome. Of course, it was my decision to bring you guys
Snaps
on.
for
So
us. Snaps for us.
yes, absolutely.
So basically, you just invalidated that whole segment.
It wasn't
No,
invalidated.
nope.
It was very
good.
informative
It
and
was.
insightful.
Guest host. I mean, you're on the show. What does it matter? What happened? Okay, we're rolling on, moving on. Selena, you are up with your topic, and your topic is called.
Hot topics.
I look forward to that every episode.
Please. So, I'm
You either go hard hitting or softball. There's no down the middle for you. It's either controversial
this isn't
or
hard hitting.
candy.
This is plagiaristic, if anything.
We're all hyper aware of
I
the
am
ums now.
I'm wholly stealing from the TWAB this week, just because. I'm going with the hot topic is just the changes that are being made for this upcoming season, which is in 8 days, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes.
And counting.
Correct. So I was going to go over just some of the highlights that I thought were interesting. The 450 auto rifles, I do enjoy 450 auto rifles, I gotta say, are getting a little bit of a damage buff, so that's nice. The linear fusion rifles, which I never use, are are getting increased precision damage by 15%, and what would possibly maybe make me use them, and they did point this out in ZitWab, that they're increasing the reserve ammo by 20%. So
Here comes Sleeper.
that's a thing. That
Sleeper
is a
meta.
thing. So that's kind of exciting. Fusion rifles, meh, are talking about fall-off damage, but meh, whatever. I don't care about fusion rifles. Look at the TWAP if you care. Some of the weapon perks that are kind of interesting to me, like some of the ones that are not so great, got some kind of little bit better buffs on them, such as subsistence. It no longer reduces your reserve ammunition, which was the major debuff for it, and it also now so submachine guns now receive the same ammo fraction per takedown that auto rifles were, which they were previously at a 10%, that would reload from your reserves, basically, is what it's now. It's 17%, so then you can fire even more bullets with subsistence as long as you're killing things, which, you know, me and my SMG, my 7th Seraph especially, I very much enjoy that.
Is that like me and my auto rifle fixation?
If you have subsistence on it, yes. Now
Gnawing hunger.
it's kind of nice
Just use
because
Huckleberry.
there you go.
Kilos, baby.
I mean, does Huckleberry have subsistence? I mean, because it's an exotic, does it have it?
It fully reloads magazine.
Oh, but it's not specifically subsistence.
And it ramps up RPMs and does increase damage.
Okay,
Yeah,
shush,
but it
shush,
doesn't have
shush, Ghost Host.
How's your steak,
Eat your
Dress?
steak. Eat your steak.
But
Uh,
don't get me wrong, Huckleberry is nice, but there are too many better exotics. So having a legendary like Kilos or 7th Seraph or something like that, I really feel like is definitely a better choice than using, Huckleberry.
I mean, it kind of hits like a small tank, but yeah. So a couple other weapon perks, Unrelenting, which this, they say this specifically. This was hard to trigger in difficult content, and the health awarded was hard to perceive. Yeah, that second part especially.
Useless.
The health rewarded was hard to perceive.
It was useless.
It says it's now easier to trigger in PvE and heals 20% more than it did before, so maybe you will actually be able to notice that. Sympathetic Arsenal's also getting something, which they also said wasn't super appealing for people, but it now is going to grant plus 20 reload, in addition to its primary effect, which is reloading after a kill your other weapons, which, depending on what weapon you have that has Sympathetic Arsenal on it, the 20% reload may make it nicer.
It works for shotguns. Shotguns that don't have auto-loading holster.
Oh
it
yeah,
would be
for sure.
nice.
I mean, anything that you wanna put in that you want to automatically reload after a kill from your other weapon, sure. Hipfire grip is getting a very small buff, which makes me nervous. Yeah.
Last word. That doesn't blow me up enough.
It's not getting a huge buff, but it is getting a buff. And but they even say like the 1 degree precision hipfire angle threshold that it is getting doesn't seem like much, but for reference, hand cannon aim assist cone angle is 2.5 degrees. And I don't know what any of this means. I'm sorry. But it does seem like that it's giving you a larger cone angle.
So you're gonna have three.
Yeah, which, I mean, if you are familiar with your hand cannons and your cone angle, like your hipfire grip aim assist on that, it seems cushiony. Then another degree is going to seem even cushionier, if that's a word.
Yeah, that's gonna make,
which makes me nervous. Yeah,
that's gonna make last word super nasty.
Yeah.
Those
can the rest of us answer? Can the rest of us answer?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, this was a question?
It's a hot topic.
It's a hot topic?
It's a hot topic.
I got nothing to add. Go on.
No, shut up. I figured if you wanted to interject on one of these particular topics, then you would. Shut up, Shady. Sorry. So, one that's actually kind of interesting to me, I'll get to my most interesting one next, though, for me at least. The Iron Grip, Iron Gaze, and Iron Reach are all, like, you know how they all have a significant buff, either stability, target acquisition, or range. And then they have a significant debuff as well, as far as, reload speed or range, or I forget what the third one is, depending on which one you have. So the debuff's getting reduced from -40 to -30. So that may make it a little bit more tolerable or more desirable for the iron perks. Maybe. I don't know. Some particular ones. Yeah, the gaze one, the target acquisition
Iron
one.
gaze, that's minus range and plus aim
Yeah,
assist.
that's the one that I'm like,
that
ooh,
really-
significant target acquisition, but it takes my range down to a potato.
Yeah.
So
Or
that
like
might make it a little bit more
submachine gun with
tolerable.
that 10 reload speed.
Gross, I know, right?
Same-
Plus stability
same thing
and
with
a
the
minus
hand
32
cannon.
reload just doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
It's the same thing
The
with
hand cannon. The hand cannon
Yes.
reloads, I
The
can't.
slow reload.
Oh, I can't on them.
Yep.
Unless I'm on
It's
Hunter and
horrible.
not on Stasis, because then I can just dodge reload. Then I can
Yeah.
tolerate a little bit, but still it's annoying. Because I'm a constant
But-
reloader.
But there you go.
Shoot two bullets and reload.
You can end up using that in combination with the sympathetic arsenal to reload your hand cannons and re-engage.
I mean, sure, look at you, putting stuff together.
Hey,
So
it's all about synergy here.
I love it. I love it.
We are all constant reloaders.
I-
'Cause
I'm
everyone's
a
been in a
constant
situation where
reloader,
if
so
we had
bad.
one more bullet, the boss would have been dead. But instead
Right.
it kills you.
Or a perk
One
or a PvP.
maybe a half a bullet even.
Yeah.
Just a little
It is irritating.
kill,
To be
reload, kill,
honest,
reload.
that's why I cannot use Hawkmoon for that same reason. I negate the perk when I reload.
Oh, heard, yeah. I know. I mean, I like that the prompts there on the left screen and on the side of the screen, and it stays there, so you know that it's there. That helps me at least.
But the habit of hitting that button.
Oh, it's definitely there.
Yeah, especially once you get down to the last one or two bullets, because you really do not want to be reloading in the middle of a fight.
Yeah.
Now, granted, you may be able to one-shot that next person, but if you miss,
Oh, jeez. Then yeah, you're
it's all
you're
bad.
scrizooed. So the one that my eyes kind of got big on, just because I've been waiting for it. It's just been upsetting to me that it hasn't been there. Is the perks for Osmosis and Elemental Capacitor, having no stasis, whatever available to
Especially
it.
Osmosis. I really
Yeah.
like Osmosis.
Yeah. So Osmosis is getting for Stasis subclass. Now let's see. Yes, now switches the. Now I'm curious how this is going to work. Like, is it going to freeze them when you shoot them? It says Osmosis now switches the weapon to stasis damage when playing a stasis subclass. This should work for any mechanics that ask for stasis damage. Parentheses, but not for stasis ability damage in parentheses. Also created stasis VFX for all weapon types that Osmosis can appear on, more coming later. So I'm curious if it's going to have any kind of freeze capacity with the Osmosis one. I would hope. I mean, how would you not? Because you have solar damage. How would you? Would it slow you? Is it going to do those things?
Be careful what you ask for.
I'm not asking for that. I'm hoping it's kind of not that.
Well, I don't think it will freeze. It's literally a damage type because
I
right
know, but
now,
will it? So it's just going to be icy damage, just extra.
Yeah,
icy
so
Well,
it- so if something's
solar
prone to
damage
stasis
with
damage.
osmosis. Yeah, I get what VA's saying. Solar damage on osmosis weapons, it doesn't burn. It just will
True.
break a solar shield.
It'll
True.
Break, exactly.
Okay,
It'll break
true.
your solar shield. It will count for kills.
I wonder if there'll be
you need a
stasis
particular
shields.
Elemental type.
That was going to be my next. That was going to be my next thing. As moving forward, it seems like if they're trying to make stasis a viable class, they're gonna have to add more.
They're gonna have to add mobs
stasis-based
and-
content.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to add stasis enemies.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to add more because right now, even in strikes, it's solar and stasis, and
I
that's
think
because
Volt we're going to see
True.
some more. I think some of the changes for Volt is going to be stasis. I think we're going to see some stasis.
Ooh,
enemies.
look at you, thinking ahead. So for elemental capacitor, Oh, sorry. Shady, did you have anything to add?
Hot Topic became 12 dozen Hot Topics.
No. We're just going through the TWAB. It's one topic.
The TWAB's 4 pages of.
It's not. It's one little scrolly scroll. So real quick though.
Hot Topic tonight is the dictionary. Let's
Real
start with
quick
A.
though, we're almost done. So, like I said, it's osmosis and elemental capacitor. For the elemental capacitor perks, for that you're gonna get, which is kind of nice. I like it. It's a recoil direction. So I guess it's gonna make it more vertical kind of recoil kind of thing. You know, where you have that on some of the guns where it says that it has a more predictable vertical recoil pattern.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's what you want.
Increased recoil direction and reduces ADS move speed penalty. So aim down sights move speed penalty. I don't.
I'm not a big fan of the elemental capacitor.
Is that the opposite of firmly planted?
Kinda, maybe. I don't know.
No,
Ish. I mean,
I don't think it is. It's the problem with elemental capacitor is that you have to then remember what class you're using and thus what the perk is going to be.
Exactly.
And I'm not one for that. I don't want to have to remember. Wait.
Well, I mean,
I'm using the capacitor, then it means this
I
time
usually
around,
like run void, which is stability, which I love.
Exactly.
So.
But then if I need to go run solar class for a particular function,
yeah, and you get reload speed.
Then all of a sudden, this gun is now operating in a completely different manner.
Yeah.
And I am not a big fan of
There
my
are a
guns
couple of
changing up.
the guns with the 2 perks that you were able to choose from. Was that a couple seasons running, or was that just one season that we got those where you got the
Arrivals through the original Umbral Decoder.
Yes, where you got like multiple perks that you could choose from.
Yes.
And a lot of times you got elemental capacitor on there. Oh, I know. And I'm grinding so hard to get the rocket launcher kills. I think I need like 50 more rocket launcher kills to be able to get the that's the only one I want. I don't want the bow. I don't want the sidearm multiple perk one. I want the frickin' rocket launcher one, and it's 1,200 kills with a rocket launcher.
It's not that hard.
Shut up.
It really isn't. It's really not that hard.
Gross.
I'm still working on subby and sidearm.
Oh, you know me like that. And I had that submachine gun one done a long time ago.
Hit up Shirochi, you'll be alright.
Like I said, I've got like 50 more. I'm just gonna go kill some random things in a public event or something.
I got a Shirochi checkpoint for you. There you go. It's got a flag.
It's fine. It's fine. Thank you, but it's fine.
Okay, so
quickly,
Selina, quickly, and then wrap up your segment, please.
Yep.
Thank you.
So the last of the weapon perks, Celerity and Bottomless Grief, which I don't know if I've gotten a weapon with Celerity on it, but I have gotten a weapon with Bottomless Grief, and I'm just like, ew, this is gross. Why would I want this? Celerity, whatever that normally did, it now always grants plus 20 to handling and plus 20 to reload in addition to the triggered effect.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, that seems sweet AF. Whatever the heck that does. Bottomless Grief, like I said, which was... Oh, hold on, sorry. We have to go quickly. We're just going to blow through these. Sorry. Bottomless Grief. It was just poopy. Anyway. Now always grants plus 30 to the magazine in addition to the triggered effect. So I'm like, that doesn't make it better enough for me, personally. But, yeah, that's just me. Thresh has already been modified and is in the game and didn't seem like anything that I was too excited about. Whatever. It was like some random glitch. Couple of mods, adept mags, adept targeting, meh, nothing super exciting. And the last thing, one exotic is getting changed mildly significantly. Is that a term, mildly significantly?
Yeah,
oxymoron.
I'm on board. I'm on board for that.
I work with it.
It's not going to be the Titan chess piece, is it?
It is Mida, actually. Mida, people I guess have complained. They get a lot of flinch. There are requests to switch from Outlaw that it has to something more useful. They don't appear to like the outlaw reload speed. So they did. They changed it. They changed the catalyst perk from outlaw to no distractions, which I feel about. You know, kombucha girl. That's my mood about that right now. I'm like,
Well,
kinda...
for no distractions, don't you have to be zoomed? You have to be
zoomed in for just a half a second to a second or whatever it is. Which is fine. I mean, more than half the time, I assume on a scout rifle, you're gonna be zoomed in.
Well, I guess the perks, some of the other perks with MIDA will work with it because you still keep your radar and it does, and you move fast with the MIDA. So yeah.
So yeah. It also says Hawkmoon's getting increased priority of paracausal charge and paracausal shot buff text. So that may help you. Speaking of. It said this was sometimes dropping off the bottom of the list. So if you had like multiple things come up on the left screen, like, you know, now you're charged with light, now you're this, something that your paracausal charge text would drop off the text off the left side. So you wouldn't see it. So maybe that'll help you in the future, BC. Who knows? Hot topics!
I'm sorry, did my alarm go off? Okay, I'm awake now. All right, let's go on.
Hey, Krista.
No, good job, Selena. That was awesome. All the nerds that are listening are going to be like so on board for that. Just people like me that I just shoot things. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. I should be a Titan because I can't read apparently, but anyway, we are moving on. VA, you're up next with top 3. What did your son suggest to you? And I'm so curious.
Favorite desserts.
Ooh. Wow.
We've done food, and we've done specific foods, and we have food cuisines. So now the finishers. How do you like to finish your meal?
I like it.
Favorite desserts. And we're going to start with Mr. Shady so that you stay awake.
Okay. Not a problem. They came to me right fast. Cheesecake is number 1. I cannot turn down cheesecake. I'm not a big sweets person or a big dessert person, but cheesecake is freaking amazing. Second would be some kind of ice cream, like a sundae, with a banana and whipped cream and cherry and sprinkles and the whole works. And third is a candy bar that I would put in the freezer and break it into small chunks. A Charleston Chew.
Oh, goodness.
Okay.
Sounds like
Who's hungry now? If it's frozen, it breaks up.
Fair.
Still want steak.
I still want steak.
That's before the dessert. Come on. She said after the meal.
All right,
Steak.
DC, what are you having after you have your steak, my friend?
Steak.
Nice.
I'm not a big dessert friend. I'm not a big dessert person. I don't really eat a lot of sweets, so it's funny to say it, but truthfully, like, you know, sometimes I go to places and people are eating dessert and I'm eating a little bit more of whatever it was that was really good for dinner because I don't want the sweets.
Yeah, mashed potatoes for dessert.
Maybe. Sometimes.
Make it look like a bowl of ice cream.
Maybe. Liquor. I like to have a drink. I don't generally drink while I eat, so just about any drink afterwards is kind of nice. Most of the time I drink water, so if there's any flavor or something to it, then a drink is, especially if it's a little bit sweet, then, you know, that kind of works as a dessert for me. Those are standard things.
You said already, and is it like a coconut pineapple kind of thing?
I've not been aware of my actually. No.
All right, next week someone ring a bell every time BC says yeah, ring the bell. Ding.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna turn into a drinking game.
I hope so. I really hope so.
Put in the comments.
More viewers.
Have a
I'm gonna
drinking
turn
game
into a
every time
drinking
DC
game.
says, Let us know how fast.
If we have a drinking game like that, who's going to do the outro? Because I will not be coherent. Oh, Christ, here we go. All right.
Selena, you're next, darling.
Let's see. I'm gonna say, in no particular order here, tiramisu. Like,
Nice.
good tiramisu. Like, big, tall, fluffy, still lady fingers, and good espresso, and creamy tiramisu. I'm gonna go
You want to take a minute to go through over that?
to get on Grubhub and order some tiramisu from
No,
Mayo and Sons. Yeah.
To finish your orgasm was my point.
Yeah, I do. Let's see. I'm gonna go with some Italian gelato, real Italian gelato from Italy.
I'm catching a theme here.
Oh gosh, yeah, I wasn't even thinking about that. And let's see, something simple. I like the what are the ice cream bars? Those are pretty awesome.
Brands.
But
there's Klondikes and then there's.
Oh no!
What
Like
would
the
you
cookie
do
ice cream bars where
for
it's like the
Klondike
big,
bar?
like the Oreo kind of.
Oh, so just old school ice
Yeah.
cream sandwich.
Oh,
Ice cream
like
sandwich.
ice
Thank
cream
you.
sandwiches.
Ice cream sandwich. But
Chocolate chip.
No.
Oreo.
Just regular.
I think she
But
likes old school.
yeah, just like the ice cream sandwich, but with the chocolate little Sammy squishiness, and then the vanilla ice cream, and then the chocolate Sammy's what is squishy, what you know. But okay, so you have to get it out of the freezer, and
with
you
the
have
soft
to
cookies.
and what chocolate
The
little? They look
soft
like a
cookie
chocolate
ones,
graham
like the
cracker.
rectangular ones?
Yes.
Yeah.
The rectangular ones.
Rectangular or
Yes.
square, but yep.
Yes. But yeah, so you have to take it out of the freezer and set it on the counter and resist eating it for about 5 to 10 minutes, depending on the temperature.
I was thinking 3 to 5.
But well, I like it. So when you open
You
it
have
up,
to be able
it's
to
like,
lick around the edge.
oh yeah, I like to lick like a good amount, like out of I pull the whole thing out. And I take my tongue and I lick all the way around the edges, and I better get like
Oh God! Anyone? Come on!
2 big mouthfuls of like fluffy melted ice cream
Someone.
goodness.
Okay,
Selena,
I'll
And
say
then-
it. That's what she said.
And then I
Damn.
kind of squish the sandwich together a little bit, and the ice cream in the middle kind of fills up the spot that I licked out, And then it's a little smaller. And it's a little smaller. I said it was a little smaller. Yeah, I did. I did say it was a little smaller.
The restroom.
Anyway. And then you flatten it out a little bit, and then it's a little bit more manageable. So yeah, stipulations on that one though. So like I said, you have to write requirements.
If this was so after dark, that would have been.
Y'all are bad. I'm just talking about ice cream sandwiches. Bitches. So.
Like Selena's never let us down the rabbit hole. Never. VA,
appropriate
what's
for
your
these-
answer?
Mine is Klondike bar, the crunchy type.
Nice.
The edible cookie dough. That's my new vice to throw
Nice.
back when I worked at Mrs. Fields.
Oh.
And the third one is pretty much any kind of lemon cake. Lemon pound cake, lemon cupcake, anything lemony.
I like it. Lemon bars.
Good lemon bars.
Yes,
Yep.
I like
there
lemon
is
bars.
a lemon cheesecake. It's cheesecake, pound cake. I'm not sure exactly how you describe it. from
Lemon
Olive
deliciousness.
Garden. That is really good.
Oh, I know what you're
Where's
talking
mine?
about. It's like a lemon
vanilla
cake,
cream
and then
cake.
it has a cream in a layer of cream in the middle. That's like
Yep.
yeah,
And those are tonight's top 3.
nice.
Very good.
And a little powdered
Okay.
sugar on top.
Courtesy of my son.
Nice.
It's really amazing
Good
to me that
question.
for 45 minutes we talked about Destiny, but it wasn't until we said ice cream that everyone got like really involved and passionate. And
excited.
yes, like the energy in the room just went crazy.
Yeah, it was really
What?
it was really the ice cream that did it. It has nothing to do with the yeah. Mhm.
See, I put 5,000 hours in Destiny, but one ice cream? Oh my god. Okay, up next. Again, we got rid of fake Twitter questions because they were fake. And I made up names, and I kind of ran out of them. So instead of fake Twitter questions, we have really good questions with Shady. And I put my name on it because my name does not get mentioned enough. Just saying.
Shady, 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 shady.
Thank you. What's the what? Okay, to continue the legacy. What is the first question about?
Pizza.
It is. This is a very basic question, but I want to preface this by saying, over the last 7 days, I've had 11 pieces of pizza. No more than 2 per sitting, but a couple of lunches and a bunch of dinners were 2 pieces of pizza. So, the question is for everyone, why is pizza so good? Anyone have a theory? Why is it so good? Is it the grease? Is it the cheese? The toppings? It's easy? It's cheap? Why is pizza so good? BC.
I would have to say it's the texture, the texture. So
That's what she said.
Thank you so much.
it's studies have proven that the perfect bite for people involves multiple textures. In a single bite of pizza, you get the hot and gooey cheese, you get the saltiness, you get the acidity from the sauce if you're using tomato sauce, or if you're using like an Alfredo sauce or something, you get that creaminess. Depending on your crust, you get either some chewiness or some crunch. You know, depending on your toppings, you create kind of what's that perfect bite for you on that pizza. It gives you all of those different pieces that you're craving all at once. And so the ability to create whatever that texture, that, here we go, mouthfeel.
Yep. There it is.
That you want, you know, that's why pizza is so good.
VA? You don't have to go all science. You can just say it's freaking awesome.
Somebody else cooks and cleans.
Nice.
Valid.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing for me.
Selena?
Nope.
It's just darn tasty, and you can put whatever you want on it. It's, you know, bread with, it's crust. It's the vehicle for whatever you want to put on it. With cheese.
Dread, if you're still listening, you can answer, because you're a pizza guy.
He's gone.
He's gone. All right, guess I'll answer. Yeah, it's inexpensive, and it's just so good. I don't eat all my crust, because it's too much bread, but cheese and pepperoni and garlic and Parmesan. I mean, what's not to like?
Now, I'm going to order a Philly steak pizza now. Thank you.
Now you get both. Now you get both of them.
My address is... Okay, the next question was supposed to be about our seasonal rank, but looking at everybody, I see it. And between the 4 of us, our seasonal rank is way over 1,000.
Okay.
Any thoughts on that? I mean, are we crazy? Did we play too much? I mean, did we just chase different things? After 100, all the rewards kind of fiddle. I mean, I'm at like 270. I mean, why did I get another 170 on the seasonal rank? I mean, you just get it by playing the game, but is that a good? Should they make like rewards up to like 500? I mean,
yes.
Why not?
Ooh.
Yes.
That would create a lot of FOMO.
I don't think so. I don't think they need to have anything real extravagant, but it would be nice instead of just the engrams, which at a certain point you're pretty much going to have everything. It'd be nice to have.
Oh yeah, at level 100. Here's an ornament for you.
It's something, some of that other stuff, not necessarily the big ones like Ascendant shards, but every 50, maybe a prism, it's just something more than puny little engram we get now every, what's it, 10? 5 or 10. It just, at a certain point, it's like, oh, yay.
See, interestingly enough,
Especially now the shaders are going away.
I could kind of see that, but I actually wouldn't have I suppose I wouldn't have a problem with giving shards because, you know, shards, you can earn them in game. You have to do hard content to earn them in game. Putting them on, higher levels of your season pass, for people that play or grind out season pass, actually sounds a little bit more rewarding than, yeah, much like you said, the Eververse engrams are kind of nice, but you end up getting everything, or you get a boatload of duplicates because there's no way to guarantee that you're going to get something new. Speaking of levels, I actually didn't start gaining levels. Funny enough, I didn't do the battlegrounds really until towards the end of the season, just to try to complete the weekly challenges. And I think when I really started focusing on the battlegrounds, I was already at like a level 100, and my next 100 came from just doing all the battleground stuff. So I think one thing for all of the high numbers that we're seeing this season is all the experience that was gained in the battlegrounds. You could get it other places, and there were ways that you could, optimize your grinding, but just playing battlegrounds was going to get you really close to that 100.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too is that, as you pointed out, you can get the additional shards from the high difficulty content. But there's a lot of people, myself included. I just find it very stressful to do some of that higher content, even with some great player clanmates and friends that are very accomplished at the game and can practically carry me in their backpack. It just is still a certain level of stress that I don't find enjoyable. So it'd be nice that, as we are all high season pass holders, level wide, season pass levels, it'd be nice that, again, if Bungie says they want to reward players for playing what they want to play instead of shoving us into certain content, to me this goes along that process of you're shoving us into certain content in order to be able to masterwork our gear, quite honestly, especially since it takes 3 Ascendant shards to masterwork an exotic.
So
if you have even just a couple of exotics, or let's just say 1 exotic per class, that is 9 shards to just do 1 exotic, your favorite exotic, for each class. That's insane. You don't get 9 unless you do a lot of the high-end content. Versus...
Or can you go Eververse and purchase?
You can't go to Eververse, but you can go to Banshee and trade in prisms, which you can get from trading. It's just a lot of grinding.
It's a long process.
It's a lot of grinding.
But then you have somebody...
You can do the lower level ones, but
think,
you don't get the better rewards, so...
You're a gilded dredgen, right, Selina?
Yes.
Yes, so obviously we are grinding the heck out of a particular activity. There are others in the clan who grind out multiple activities to where they have multiple seals. They get every seasonal seal. They have gilded seals. I mean, obviously, they're doing stuff, but at a certain point, again, to me, it's the halfway point between the hardcore gamers who have the time and or the skill to do that high-end stuff and run through Master and Grandmaster and never die, or those of us who have time to play the game, but not necessarily the skill or interest to do that really high content. Like I said, 9 shards. For somebody who's not a hardcore gamer or is not super skilled,
that's 90 enhancement
You're looking
prisms.
at a minimum of 2 seasons. And that's if you don't spend those shards, the Ascendant shards, on any other piece of armor, which you realistically kind of need to have 2 to 3 sets of Masterwork armor to swap around, because even though they got rid of the elemental affinity as a absolute requirement, there are still certain mods you must match to
something.
to the elements.
To the arc,
best bang.
especially like
So
yeah.
it would be useful if you play a lot. Here's a little something something, and it's not in one particular activity. To me, that does not create a FOMO, but it does reward if you keep cranking.
I like that. I retract my statement.
You know. But yeah, something more than just than some shaders and a, what else do we get? Blue or even standard legendary
weapon
armor.
ornament.
Whoopee!
And an
occasionally
emote
a weapon ornament
and a finisher.
But, yeah, I mean, I have probably most of the emotes in this game. I think I'm up to 8.
I do like that they added, to make it a little bit easier to get Ascendant Shards, they added the enhancement prisms and cores to your activity of choice.
Yes.
So
the higher difficulties, yeah.
So once you level up, and whatnot, the first time you go through, you do get an Ascendant Shard. After that, you get an exotic. But you do get the enhancement prisms and shards like each time
throughout,
you get to, yeah.
That is an improvement. That
it is, and it, like I said, and it's nice that they did it for all 3 of them, so you can choose your activity to do that.
Can't do it in Vanguard yet.
Oh, that's right. He hasn't changed it in Strikes, right? Yeah, it's just Gambit and Crucible right now. Yeah, no, I assumed he would. They haven't announced that? I assume that was already something that they said they were doing this.
In TWAB. I'm sure somebody will.
God, I wanted to say that came out like a long time ago, like at the beginning of.
They said it will eventually, but they have not announced.
They didn't put a specific.
With next season.
F them. I think they should.
I'm really surprised.
Yeah, I really think they should put it on. Yeah, but they would have told us like to make sure and turn in all of our tokens and crap like that.
But watch, they'll say it at the reset. You have 1 week to spend it all.
Nice. That would be fine. I mean, because it's annoying because it flashes at you all the time if you don't turn them in.
Okay, moving on. I didn't think
you asked the question.
Season rank question would lead to a 15-minute conversation.
You asked the question.
It was very. I judged the success of a question by how long we talk about it, so that was very successful.
By the way, I'm the highest season rank here.
You are. And I was surprised. I was really surprised at how high BC was.
5,000 hours.
I know, right? Sorry.
I just do bounties. I don't do pinnacle gear. I don't go into the Gambit. I don't do the Crucible.
I don't really do pinnacle. I do like the basic weekly.
My artifacts plus 23. Just saying.
21.
All right. Well, I got you beat there. You're no longer welcome on the show. Good night. Just kidding. I sent you a T-shirt. I sent you a T-shirt. I love you, VA. Okay, up next, your home.
I think Shady needs to drink for that.
No, everybody else needs to drink for that because I said When you say I drink. When I say you drink.
All
right, you're home. You have no internet and no power. What do you do? Selena.
Light a candle and read. Or go take a walk. But probably light a candle and read.
What book you reading?
I always go back to the Harry Potter series or...
Okay.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings. One of those 2.
Wasn't there 9 Harry Potter books? At like 500 pages? How many
7.
pages is that?
There's 7 Harry Potter
7?
books.
But at least 500 pages each.
But the last 4... Last 3... Well, last 4. Last 4 pretty chunky.
Oh, yeah.
Good, though. I mean...
Oh, yeah, very good.
I judge a book by how fast I read.
Yeah.
If I'm reading slow, I'm like, this is boring. This is boring. Oh, action! I read fast. Read fast.
Yeah. I read the first 3 in 4 days, so very little sleep.
Wow.
Very little sleep.
Impressive. All right, cool. You're reading VA?
Same thing. I'm reading. I'm pulling out my tablet, and I have multiple power pack things, so when it gets low, I can plug it in until the power's back. As for what I'm reading, it'll either be sci-fi or adult fiction, since I am also a proof. So sometimes I will have work to do.
Oh, yeah.
We got to go Guardian Blue after dark some night and just get some samples. We just got to. I'm not going to put it on my YouTube channel. You can put it on yours, and I can put it on mine.
Put select audio clips up.
Yes.
excerpts from
Exit to
the
Eden ain't
steamier
got nothing on
the
this.
steamier content
Hey,
in the
you know,
books.
if you and I were to read that, Selena, just the views would just go through
Oh,
the
God,
roof.
that would be
Like, oh my
amazing.
God,
Seriously.
is there a link to a new reading by those two?
Let's do it.
We have a proofreader and a former phone actress. I'm
Thank
doing air
you.
quotes.
Thank you, phone actress. That is my official title on my taxes. Phone actress.
And what was the most requested person you were to be?
Hey,
You
that's
are
supposed to be
18.
on another.
You are 18.
And then I put on my little baby voice.
Like,
Wow. Okay. All right. Dial it back. Let's not go there yet. Let's just put that aside. We're gonna save that for later.
You've
All right,
been
BC,
a naughty boy.
BC, what are you doing? No power, no internet. What are you doing?
That was Dom/Mistress BC. It's not you are 18.
What are the odds BC called you at one time? That'd be
Very
awesome.
rare.
What a good story that
not
would be.
likely at all.
Very, very not likely.
I don't think he
In
was
my
old enough
world,
to
it
make those
happened.
calls.
Ow! I am old enough to make those calls, but I've never made those calls.
Nice.
I've
Not where you had to
never
pay for it,
saw-
at least.
Exactly. That was going to be what well, at least not that I paid for.
There you go.
BC, no internet, no power. What are you
Yes.
doing? And your laptop
Depends.
battery dies.
Making kids? Is that what you just said? Making babies?
No, I said it depends.
Oh, I thought you were like getting jiggy with it.
I like Selena's answer so much better.
Bow chicka wow wow.
Brown cow.
No, actually, it depends. If I'm alone, then yes, I will most likely be reading. If I'm not alone, like if my son is here, we'll probably be playing chess or cards or something. That's pretty much it.
Wow, that's noble. I mean, that's the first issue you've ever given where I was like, okay. All right, me, I'm reading. I actually have, I was given this weird flashlight that fits on the visor of your hat, and you can click it, and it can either like flash or give you straight light, so I can just put the flashlight on my hat and look at the book, and I can read in pitch dark.
Pretty nice.
I know, it's the only time I use it. Okay, moving on. The next really good question with Shady is your favorite thing about the beach? And VA's going first. If you have a favorite thing, you might hate the beach. I don't know.
Really don't. I am so pale skinned that I don't.
Are you a ginger
I don't-
also?
No, I'm a blonde, but I have strong Swede.
You are the
and I-
Swedish.
Okay, so, all right, you're a blonde. You want me to explain the
Then-
question?
The Norwegian blonde.
Really? Wow.
Shut up, no soul.
Oh,
I think
You
we need
have
some
no
room in the
soul, you
clan.
ginger.
I know, that's me.
But no, it's
I get
just,
moonburned.
I don't burn super fast, but I don't retain a tan, so there's no point in doing that. I'm not big on just walking along the boardwalk. I don't see the point of sunbathing when I can't keep a tan to save my life. So I'm honestly not a big beach person.
Under an umbrella with radio going and a cocktail,
Oh, God,
maybe.
No. I got better
I
things
could-
to do than to get frizzy than get frizzy hair and sweat all my under all
Nice.
my body parts. No.
Okay, so your favorite thing about the beach is nothing.
Is the
At
view
the
from
beach.
indoors.
Thank you. That is a very good summary. Yes, from indoors or passing by it on my motorcycle. On my
There you
Harley.
go.
Okay, BC.
My least favorite is the sand.
You led with Did you not realize that?
Least favorite is the sun.
Really?
I mean the sand. The sand.
Okay, I said
You
sunny.
said
You're like
distracted me by saying
You're-
by pointing out that I said so then the was in
You-
my head.
you are ethnically immune from the sun.
I wouldn't say
That's not
immune.
true. He's highly resistant.
There we go.
I would agree with that. I amend my answer.
My resilience is sitting at 105. Okay, 110.
Nice.
Yeah.
My resilience is at 110. That's where we at.
Yeah, mine's at 2.
Yeah, my resilience is at 110. Plus, I used to be a lifeguard, so I spent a lot of time in the sun. Truthfully, it's nice, but it's not. That is actually kind of why I don't really like pools or the beach anymore. When you undergo training and you've done something for a job for a decent amount of time, it's hard to make that stuff go away. So it's hard to actually enjoy doing those things. People watching is about the only good thing at the beach at this point in time. And even that is hard because in people watching, I'm scanning the water, or I'm looking at, everything that's going on. Oh, this is dangerous. Oh no, that's not good. There could be a problem here. Or
yeah, you're in lifeguard mode the whole time.
Yeah, just can't do
I
it.
get that. 25 years in security, I look for, do you know where the fire extinguisher is? Do you know where the fire alarm is? Where's your first aid kit? That's the mode I'm in all the time. But no, that's good.
So,
I mean, who hasn't answered yet? Selena?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I was like, yeah. My favorite part of the beach?
Favorite thing about the beach?
Favorite thing about the beach is the water, typically. I don't know if this has anything to do with it. I kind of buy into the whole zodiac sign, but I'm a water sign, so I'm actually I'm actually a double water sign according to my grandma.
What's your water sign?
I'm a Cancer. Cancer.
Okay.
The crab.
I'm a water sign. I'm not sure how that works, though.
But yeah, so yeah, I very much enjoy being in the water. I love being in the water. I like swimming. I like floating. I like doing the little flippies underwater. Those are fun. I like
double fire. Maybe that explains it.
there you go. I like doing handstands in the pool and having your little legs stick out of the water and see how long you can walk on the bottom with your hands. Yeah, I like the water.
You are a 13-year-old boy trapped in a grown woman.
I love it. I've been a tomboy all my life, so it's fine.
Now, my answer is going to be really weird because Selena and I bump heads so often, but we're so alike. That may be the problem. Because I'm a Pisces, which is a water sign, and I didn't realize this till some older lady told me years ago, "Oh, you're a Pisces? You have a close affiliation with water." I'm like, "Oh my God, I do." For the 5 years I was a guitarist, I had to play by water, whether it was a river, a pond, or a lake. I would drive there just to play my guitar. I mean, I practiced at home, yes, but when I was actually playing, like for meaning, I had to be by a body of water. So if I was at the beach, you would think I might say, "Oh, hot chicks in bikinis." That's a bonus, but I'm there for the water. Which
I knew it was going to be hot
odd.
chicks in bikinis. I knew that was going to come up.
Oh, how about hot guys in Speedos? I mean, come
Ew,
on.
God, banana hammocks are gross. Give me a good,
you can cute guys
pair of,
wear them. I
baggy
really am
swim
not
trunks where it,
fan
shows
of-
the area. Are you with me on that whole area where, the pelvic area where
no, the
those
V.
lines, the
You get the
V,
six-pack,
the V,
six-pack on.
the V.
No, give me
It's the V conversation.
the shorts. I'm okay with the shorts, not the
Like
banana.
cargo shorts?
Yeah,
Ooh,
big.
a little
I like.
tighter. No. I'm good with the.
I like the big baggy
Speedo shorts, but
Ew.
now I don't mind Speedo shorts if everything is properly groomed, but I'm not a big fan of banana hammocks.
Yeah.
There's one place
Okay,
I want to see those and
noted.
I throw money at it.
All right.
It's just.
Make it rain.
It's more than I want to see. I don't want to.
It
Like
is.
my eye drifts.
Like I said, there's one place I
there
want to see that.
naturally because I'm a hoe.
Okay, you're right. There's two places I want to see that.
Ugh.
There's the bedroom and there's the club.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like I'd stare at it the whole time, and I do, regardless of whether I want to or not.
Selena's good. So there we go, guys. Selena will stare at your package.
If you're wearing a friggin' Speedo banana hammock thing yes, I will.
Well, it's just like, if to be fair, women are wearing tops that are cut in such a way that the girls are practically spilling out regardless.
Yeah, that makes for no fun
at a certain point, it's in your
you can't
face.
jump in the
No pun
water in
intended.
those things without it just like popping off. Like those are only good for sunbathing. Like if you have no plans to get in the water.
Not even that.
Not even that. Well, yeah, depending on how, you're tossing and turning. For sure, on your little... I was talking about on your
Okay,
towel.
I'm going to reiterate. This segment is called Really Good Questions with Shady. And we had 4 really good questions that I did not think would get legs, and we're running. We're sprinting.
And we're only running like 20 minutes over, so.
Yeah, well, if you listen, you listen. If not, this is for us, not them. So, okay, last really good question. A genie pops up in front of you and makes you an Olympic athlete.
Jesus
What
Christ.
sport are you going to do?
Good question. Oh, man.
I didn't say Selena.
I know, I'm not answering. I'm just, oh, man.
BC, what Olympic sport, if you could be an Olympic athlete, would you do?
That's a very good question.
No, it's a really good question.
My Shady.
It's a really good question.
It is. I'm thinking Selena's going to go basketball. But she might surprise me with something else, though. She might go luge or ski jumping. I mean, you never know. I mean, she played basketball in high school, but I mean, you don't know that's going to be her answer. VA, I'm thinking boxing, maybe. I don't know. BC, what sport do you want to be an Olympic athlete? You want to be an Olympic athlete? What sport? There's 100 sports. Archery, wrestling, taekwondo,
No.
chess. That's not a sport.
I was actually going to say gymnastics.
Ooh.
Like the whole thing, or just like
Yeah, I
one
kind of
of
think
the-
you have to pick an event.
Do I have to
like
pick?
pommel
I have to
horse
pick.
or rings or
You could even go like one of the girls' gymnastic exercises, like what are
Floor?
they? Like no balance beam,
Men-
because
men-
guys
men
do
do-
floor. Balance beam though.
Well,
Men do
guys'
go to-
floor is like it's nowhere near.
Amazing as girls. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no, not really.
I mean aesthetically, yes, but
No, just
I
like
mean,
even their routines, because their routines are
even
so
the routines,
stiff.
They're very stiff, and it's
Yeah,
it's
so-
almost like they all just go for the.
And the
they
girls
have their
get to like
requirements.
incorporate dance, and the guys just the dance that they incorporate is stupid.
I don't even think
it
they
even
incorporate
exists.
dance. Do they really? It's
Like I
just
think
hit
there's
the
a couple like
requirements.
moves. Yeah, I think there's a couple moves. Anyway, BC, what particular event?
I think if I had to do a specific one, I would do either the rings or the bar.
Bar.
Okay.
Oh, bar. Okay.
the 2 bars.
The
that you go
uneven
between.
bars, or there's one with just
Yeah.
one bar, or you can just do one bar
No,
too.
just the solo bar.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
No. There's uneven bars, and then there's
the uneven
bar.
bars. The uneven bars, lots of times, is actually in female gymnastics more than male. I think.
Probably.
You have the parallel bars for guys, and the pommel horse. But then you have the rings, and then the bar.
You have some serious guns for the rings.
And it's yes, but I'm looking at it, the gymnasts, they do multiple events, and in that aspect I appreciate the strength of holding the iron cross in the rings, or the flexibility or the air control of your body when you're doing release moves on the bars and stuff. That stuff is ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
I didn't realize you'd put that much thought into it, but nice. VA?
If volleyball was indoors instead of on a beach, I'd be on that in a heartbeat. I love volleyball. But,
Are you a setter or a
alas,
spiker? Or receiver? Receiver,
I'm
setter,
more
or spiker?
No, honestly, I'm more a receiver, and
We're not talking prison, BC. Come on. This
oh
is
God, it's
volleyball.
been so long. I don't remember what the.
That's what she said.
You know, the person who
The defensive
starts the
specialist,
ball.
the libero,
No, the person that starts the
the
ball.
server?
But anyway, thank you, server. No, I like serving and being receiver. I would not tall enough to worry about spiking or blocking. But since it is beach volleyball, alas, I would go for Aikido. I did that for a time, and I really enjoyed it.
Nice.
And it's really practical being, you know, a 5'5" woman.
Right.
Nice. Has everyone answered that besides me?
No.
I believe so.
You know I haven't.
Selena.
Whatever. And it's not basketball.
Wow. I'm
not
curious
basketball.
now.
No.
Oh, I'm all ears. All
No.
ears.
No, mine I think would be the javelin throw.
Really?
I can
Yep.
see that.
Just because I feel like, you know, zombie apocalypse time, I feel like that skill would come in serious, like, handy measure. Like, just from a distance, I could just peg them through the head with sharpened sticks.
So she's going to look at your package and then get mad at
Skewer you like
let
a
you run,
kebab.
and
That's
skewer
what I'm
you
gonna
later.
do.
This is one seriously messed up meow meow. That's all I'm saying.
But yes, so yeah, javelin throw I think would be useful in a zombie apocalypse. So that's what I would choose.
Do you want to go big and go like decathlon?
That's no. I feel like that's cheating.
You have to
It's
do 10
multiple events. It's multiple events.
But you
Just
can do
because you do them
decathlons.
as one thing and get judged as an entirety of those things, like, no. I think that's cheating.
All right. Javelin it
Yeah,
is.
I would have.
Are you gonna
I would
pick
have to agree
decathlon?
with that
Get outta here.
because you made me pick a single gymnastic event.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Mine's real easy. I would be the goalie on the U.S. hockey team.
You're the. I was gonna bring this up. Nobody picked any winter sports, and then you picked
Yeah.
hockey. There you go.
And Mish would be my backup, even though he would disagree that I would be his backup. But it's my question, so he's my backup.
Oh, Mish, heard.
Yes. Okay, that's the end of really good questions with Shady. Thank you, Shady, very much. Good job, as always. Up next, stats. We average 135 views per podcast. Last week we had 5 likes, no comments. Again, people, make a comment or a question, you'll get on the show. And to judge the success of the show, I'm pretty sure I have the next 10 weeks booked of guests.
Excellent.
People are asking me, can I be on the show? Can I be on the show? I'm like, okay, all right. When are you available? Like, anytime. When we not tonight? No. So anyway.
To be fair,
real quick.
that's last
go ahead.
minute.
Yep.
Real quick, I do have a friend. I don't know if
Okay.
you noticed, Shady. Somebody else is watching the podcast. It is a friend of mine.
Oh,
Yep, it is
two.
It is yeah, see, two. It is a friend of mine from my Final Fantasy 11 days. It's Hawks
Okay.
Lonely. So
all right,
yes.
Hawks.
Yes. And
Does
his
he or
his-
she want to be on the show?
It's he, Hawks. I don't know, Hawks. Do you want to be on the podcast? Let us know.
You're watching the podcast. We're having a good time. You're welcome to be a guest. I can't say it's going to be soon, but maybe within 3 months, we'd be happy to have you on. Or if somebody cancels,
Yeah.
you can slide right in.
And then
You
his
could be
wife,
next week,
his
for all I
wife
know.
is Foxy Butterfly. She also plays Final Fantasy.
Okay, she could be
So,
on the show.
yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, we may have to go to two guests per show just to get everybody on, because we're getting piled on.
Gee.
Just keep backup, folks.
Yeah, because I mean, Zam was supposed to be on tonight, and life happened. Next week, I'm not sure. I'm
By
gonna
the
try
way,
to get.
good luck, Zam. Hopefully everything works out for you with your Mets.
Yeah, hopefully next week Zam will be on, and the week after that we have Celtic, and then I have like the next 8 weeks with people interested in being guests.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean that's the success of the show. Thank you guys very much. Okay, outro. Where can we find everybody? VA?
You can find me on Twitter and as VA Witch with no space. You can find me on Twitch and on good God, where else? PSN and on Twitch as VA_Witch, and lastly on YouTube as VA Witch. So I try to keep everything kind of consistent.
Pretty close. BC?
You're muted.
BC?
Yes.
Am I pronouncing that wrong?
Oh, you might be having some net. Oh, hi there.
I was not having problems, but nobody.
We can
got
find
it.
you in your living room?
There were no crickets. There should have been crickets. Actually, I did create a new address, but we may end up having to use it as a new address for the podcast itself for our future move to Discord.
But we can still find you there, right?
Well, we can find somebody there. That would actually be, I'll go ahead and give it out. It is actually listed as 4Gs, so 4GS, and spelled out, AND, a guest at gmail.com. So 4Gs and a guest at gmail.com.
Okay, thank you. Selena?
You can find me on YouTube at SelinaKyle1981 YouTube channel. On YouTube.
And when you go to that channel and you watch this podcast, you'll
Please
actually hear
comment.
my voice. You actually hear my voice in the whole conversation.
I know, for the first time in
For the first,
two podcasts.
First time in three.
Three podcasts, sorry. The first time in 3 podcasts.
And hey, guys, I am not allowed by my own standards to ask for a subscription or a like, but that doesn't mean somebody else can't do it.
Usually Dim does that.
Subscribe and like our channels. Woo!
Not only, Selena's.
Smash that like button.
I am
There
Shadyville
we go.
35.
We're just gonna start jacking everybody's like button comments. Smack that like button like your mama told you.
That's what I was looking for. That's what I was looking for. That's on Aztec Ross. That's exactly what he does at the end.
I love that little outro he does.
Yeah, I've never asked for a like or subscription, but Amy said somebody else can, because I'm not that. But anyway, I'm Shadyville35. Check me out on YouTube. No distance, no space between the letters and the numbers. If you do a space, you get somebody totally different who's so not as cool as I am. Okay, so the clan has spoken. Thanks to everyone for being here. We had a ghost guest do some lore. Thank you, Dread. BC, thank you for being here. Selena, as always, thank you. And VA, thank you for being here. Anybody got anything before we check out? Anybody got anything pressing going on? Anything?
Everybody have a great week. Enjoy the beginning of summer or beginning of fall, if applicable.
Well, we're going to be out again before the new season, so
Go
that
Hunters
might
in
be
the
a
Guardian
topic.
Games! Woo!
Cheaters.
All right, props to Hunters.
Yeah, I do give you points. It's been a good battle this year.
It has. I like it. Screw the Titans.
Unless you eat crayons.
Oh god, I want to high five you so bad right now. Hunters and Warlocks coming together to beat the Titans.
I swear, man, the
we don't have any
lore
waxy
the
buildup,
lore
that's
from
why.
that is absolutely hilarious. the lore on their seasonal activity for the Guardian games.
Mm-hmm.
No, I went to
Where-
do it to VA. Get away, PC.
All right, guys. Good episode. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you shady.
And I
Shady,
am
shady,
no-
shady, shady, shady.
I am no longer broadcasting, I believe. But that's like a 50-50
Shady,
kind of
shady,
thing.
shady, shady.
127. That really wasn't too bad.
No, we had
Heads
fun.
up.
I mean, I was going to cut things off. I'm like, you know what? Let's just have fun.
You're ruining it, BC. VA! VA!
I just stopped broadcasting. It's just not behaving. Ooh, it won't. Oh, it's glitching.
Oh, gosh darn it. Is it better?
Oh,
Nope.
not really.
It's still not
Oh,
doing it.
Am
It's a-
I
it's a
glitching?
Well, no, it'll start it and then it won't let me finish all the way.
Yeah,
Like we just
it-
barely touch
it stops
palms,
it.
and it says screw ya. Yeah,
No.
it's one of the. Yeah, they said there's a few of the duo emotes that are glitched.
It was working before.
I know.
I haven't listened
That's
to...
what you get for not wanting to do it with me.
Whatever. You're a poopy breath, poopy butthole breath. I don't want to do it with you.
I haven't listened to this episode yet because it just stopped a minute ago, but I really kind of noticed that from 1 to 9, or 1 to 8, our episodes keep getting better. Our how we interact with each other and how we know what's going on. We're just clicking a lot better each episode. I went back and listened to episode 1. It was like, we were like, what should I say now? Is this okay to say that? Then it got to where, I got a funny thing to say. I'm gonna interject right now, and it does work.
We've had some really good energy since the get-go, though. I'm really
Yes.
surprised at how little dead air we've had. No.
We almost had too much air. Like
Mahaha.
last week. Last week we had 5 of us talking at the same time.
Mahaha.
But, tonight, no, that didn't happen. And, a lot of lore, a lot of facts, a lot of opinions. No,
Dave,
good,
if
I
you
mean,
want
good
opinions,
episode.
You should not have picked me and Selena.
Hee
Well, I picked you guys just for the fact that you have opinions.
I thought you were gonna say a pussy.
Wow.
That was just an extra bonus, I think.
After dark.
Wow.
I am still broadcasting. Okay, I am gonna run outside though, so
Okay, while you're going outside, I'm gonna talk trash about you.
that's fine. I expect no less.
Okay, go.
Her ears
I'm watching.
burn, she knows why.
I'm watching you. Put your headphones down. Take your headphones off. All right, go ahead. Go outside. Find your cat. Okay, now, 2 weeks ago, we had Selena's hot topic was about toxic male gamers, and she called me out, saying that when we were finding the spot in the tower, she said, follow me, and I said, I would follow that booty anywhere. So she called me out saying, if I was BC, would you say I would follow that booty anywhere? And I said, yes, absolutely. BC's got an awesome booty. But what I should have said was, if it was Dredd, I probably wouldn't have, because he's not BC. But then, on the next episode, I gave her the choice of picking the next person to answer the question, and she said, oh, VA. She's a girl. Is that not reverse sexism? I was sexist because I said booty instead of ass or butt, or I'm following you.
I don't think the word choice would have changed it.
It's because it was a woman.
But my comment, get this, my comment was from my hunter to her hunter. It wasn't from Shady to Selena, and it certainly wasn't Roger to Aaron. It was my avatar was following her avatar.
Right, I get that.
And I've been playing with Selena for 5 years, and I've never, ever hit on her. Ever.
But do you think she was saying it seriously, or do you think she was?
Well, she said
she
made the comment. I don't want to call anybody out, but you know what the next word's going to be? But when Shady was following me, would you have said booty to somebody else? So she's calling me out. You know, I don't want to be racist here, but and then they're racist. You know, I don't want to cause trouble here, but then you cause trouble.
Yeah, I see your point.
No, I love Selena. I love Selena to death. I mean, I have no animosity towards Selena. I mean, I don't think she hates guys.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't really have any heartburn with you. Maybe she was just taken aback by that comment. Because even when it's somebody that I know as a gaming friend, there's still some comments like, "Whoa, wait a minute here."
I mean,
like,
calling your butt a booty is like, maybe I thought she was a pirate and she had some gold. I don't know. I mean,
come on, man, seriously.
No, it was about her. Actually,
I know.
Actually, Selena as a hunter is not attractive as Selena as a warlock. The warlock has much more sexy dances, and she has no problem doing those sexy dances. But then when some guy wants to give her $1, she's pissed off. Really?
What the hell? It's 10 o'clock.
She was just having a bad night that night.
No, I think she was on board. I mean, I didn't take offense, and I let it slide. I was going to make a thing of it like last week, but I didn't. I changed my mind. And I mean, I'm not sexist at all. I mean, I love women. If you're a bitch, you're a bitch. If you're a guy and you're an asshole, you're an asshole. I don't care what color you are, how tall you are, or what your family is. If you're a jerk, you're a jerk. But Selena, I've been playing with Selena for 5 years, and day one I was on board. I mean, BC's awesome. We had great.
Surprised that came out of you, or she was having a bad day. From what
well,
I've seen
that shouldn't be a surprise, because I've complimented her before on her avatar. I mean, I know what she looks like. I'm still watching her stream. I know what she looks like, and I've never made any comment about her actual physical appearance in the real world, and nor would I ever.
All right. So, like I said, maybe she was just having.
Well, she brought it up in a light way.
It's entirely possible that some asshat at work made a comment, and she was just like, I've had my fill of, gender-centric comments for the day.
Well,
because
see,
there's days that I really am not putting up with ist comments.
Well, I get your point, because I tell people all the time, 99% of the comments given to you aren't about you. But if it's going to be about you, you will know it's about you. If somebody cuts you off in traffic, they don't know you're coming. They didn't see you. They're not going, oh, Shady, screw you, I'm going. You got to slam on your brakes. That's not what their intent is. Their intent is, I'm an idiot.
Yell something out the window,
or flip me off,
or
a
racial epithet, because I've seen that too, where somebody rolled down their window and horrible racial epithet, and it was like, whoa.
But yeah, I mean, most things aren't about you. Everyone thinks it is because we're very have egos, huge egos. So we think most things are about us, but they're not. If you got 100 people in a room and a police officer walks in, everyone's going to think, what did I do in the last 6 months that I'm going to get arrested for? When the cop goes, oh yeah, there's a car out here with the lights on, and then that's it. But 99 people thought I'm about to be arrested. You're not. It's not about you. It's about everybody else. But I don't know. She called me out, and I wasn't happy with it. But I love Selena, and I'm past it. Don't worry, I'm past it. But it's just wanted an opinion of, why is that so rude? If I said to BC, I will follow your booty anywhere in the tower, he's not going to say, oh, well, why'd you ask me that? Is it because I'm a guy?
Well, BC wouldn't because of his general temperament, but it also may be that he doesn't. I mean, there are people unfortunately, there are people in our clan that if you were to say something like that, they would then make a homophobic-y retort.
Which I would be offended at.
And there's some people in the clan that I'll call them out. I'm like, hey guys, really? And if they continue, I've actually left chats. I will play with them again, but when they get on a particular tangent, I'm just not. I don't tolerate commentary.
Yep. Yes.
At a certain point. I mean, I was the only girl in an electronics course in high school for 3 years. My final year, I got looped in with guys I had not ever been in class with, and the first 3 weeks was nothing but every kind of blonde joke, period joke, airhead joke. I mean, some of them I laughed, some of them were funny, and a lot I just stayed quiet on, and there were some that were just beyond the pale. And
see, I made a blonde joke to you tonight.
I know.
But that's out of love, not out of stereotype.
Right. Well,
you were one of the most intelligent women I've ever met.
And I took it as the teasing blonde comment that it was intended. I mean, I am blonde, so I've been hearing those jokes my entire life.
I'm a ginger. I get the same jokes.
Right.
All the time.
Yeah. But
it was like
I
just
kinship.
Really think Selena was having a bad day that day, because what I've seen of her since I joined the clan and in these podcasts, that doesn't seem like something she would get bent out of shape on, unless she, like I said, if she'd had one too many asshats making a comment to her.
Which is
like,
possible. Again, it's not about me. It's just how I perceived it, and perception is everything. So, I mean, in her part, she probably shouldn't have inferred that toward me, which surprised me. Again, 5 years, I've never hit on her. I've been in many a fire teams where guys are hitting on her, and she always does. She defends herself really well. She doesn't need a white knight to protect her. She can protect herself.
Right. So yeah, that's why I say I think she probably was just having a bad day and just, you know, was over it, even in a joking standard. Because there's times, as we all, even when we know it's a joke, or by somebody that we know, it's on our last nerve.
Well, I mean,
insert topic of your choice. It can happen.
But Selena, from day one, when I first met her through Gingy in wherever Petra was in D1, she's always been one of the guys. The Reef. I met Selena in the Reef, and we did Prison of Elders for like 10 times that night. She's one of the guys. I don't really associate her as a female.
I think what you're saying right now kind of leads more towards what VA is saying. Just maybe Selena caught her off guard, or maybe she was having a bad day. Everything that you're saying leads to the idea or thought that on just about any other day, it wouldn't have been an issue. It wouldn't have been something that she said. And
I can agree with that, because again, it's not about me. But I mean, I don't know. Would I offend Selena if I said you're just one of the guys? I don't think of her as a female gamer. I think of her as Slayer. She's a Guardian Slayer. I can't keep up with her. She's 10 times the Guardian I will ever be. I mean, I grew a strike with her, and I'm trying to keep up. That's why I wanted to give her the T-shirt that says, "I'm a gamer girl, try and keep up," because I can't keep up with her. She always has the top kills, always.
I mean,
she's
I
good
can
in the Crucible.
For myself, but she and I are similar age, so we've gone through a lot of the same Crucibles. Being a female gamer, and being considered one of the guys is generally, in some ways, what I think we prefer, because we're being gauged on our ability or lack thereof, as opposed to what's in our hands.
Your gender doesn't matter.
Just like there's people that disregard, or guys will come into the chat and they'll be talking, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, I forgot there's a lady present." It's like, where? I don't,
What can't you say?
I don't want people to censor themselves just because
we're talking about you, Selena.
Chat.
No, I know, but I'm responding to VA.
Selena, do you feel put off if I tell you that I think for the last 5 years you've been one of the guys? I really don't think of you as a female. I think of you as an awesome guardian.
Woman.
Why is that different? I'm a male. Do I say you got to call me a man? No.
But people do.
She's a woman.
They don't
she's
say you're a male.
She's a girl.
They will say that you're a man.
I look at her more as a guardian. She's a guardian.
I understand, but the word female. Now,
Why is that?
I could be wrong, and Selina is more than capable of speaking up for herself.
Yeah, why does that?
But
Why does that
most
offend
women
you?
consider referring to us as female to.
I mean, I could do a lot worse. I never
Well,
would.
it's not about whether you could do a lot worse. It's in general. So,
How's your
In
popcorn,
some ways,
Selena?
I don't know. In some ways, female gamers are like they put that in there when I don't know that it's necessary to put that in there. It's just gamers. Like, but they put female like
why?
it's
Why?
like it's a
Who cares?
novelty or something kind of thing. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know that I take offense to anything anybody says until they, I don't know, give me reason to, as far as not taking me seriously, which I'm outspoken enough to, I feel like.
Yeah, if anyone doesn't take Selena seriously, and you two, V,
No,
they're
it's just-
going to be surprised. Oh God, we got a woman gamer on our fire
But I mean,
team,
like,
and
there's-
she had 35 more kills than all of us. Okay,
Yeah.
well,
But I mean, there's instances
But
where I don't know
the flip
for
side is
sure.
we get a lot of hate.
Yeah.
For being a good gamer. It's really weird. First, we really, there's a reason why there is the Ladies of Destiny, and it's not for the same, it's kind of the reverse of why some of the Dads of Destiny clans are guys only. They're like, well, this is our place to relax and not have to deal with our women. Okay, well, that's fine, but dude, you're gaming. It's not like the women coming into the damn clan and into your chat and fire teaming with you are going to give you shit about spending the next 3 hours in a raid. I mean, seriously, because we're right there with you.
If they're right there with you, right?
But there are a lot of guys that will be, well, fuck me, because there's a female or woman gamer on the fire team. But then when she does well, then it's you're just a bitch, or we can't win. And there's a lot of women that game in different games, and they're done playing with guys that they do not know. They just won't do it.
And I feel like sometimes there's, I don't know, like, I can't cite specific examples, but like LFG is almost kind of a nightmare. Just because, like, you go to LFG and join somebody and join their party, and then all of a sudden you're kicked for no reason.
Yep. Or according to the gals in our LOD, the gamers will come in and they're like, "Are you a girl or a 13-year-old boy?"
Mm-hmm.
And when they say that they're a woman, then yeah, they're kicked. So,
where did the perception come that women can't game? Where did that come from? It's never been a thing in my life. I'm 55. I've been playing with women for 40 years.
In my personal opinion, it comes down to, it's similar to some of what we're seeing play out, and correct me if I'm wrong, BC, because you probably have a better view of it than I do. It is infringing on a traditional area. So, gaming has traditionally been a man's area. This is where they go to escape from their girlfriends' wives. It's about me and my bros. And now women are getting into it, and there's a toxicity. I've seen the same thing happen in the Transformers fandom. I have seen the same thing happen in the comics book fandom. I have seen the same thing happen in sci-fi in general. The only fandom I'm a part of that I have not seen a toxicity towards women fans is anime, because I think it started off kind of equally with women and guys getting to anime at the same point, and now arguably I think there's more women that are into anime. But a lot of the fandoms I'm in, I see the same thing being a Harley writer, where there are some guys that are like, shit, man, yeah, you ride on the back. You ride on back of your on your man's. No, bitch, I have my own ride. Thank you. It's coming into what is traditionally yours. So it's traditionally male area, just like there's some areas, white privilege is being threatened. So now they're going to make jackass comments, Christian privilege. Folks don't want to stay quiet. Straight privilege. There's if you are quote privilege or a certain club, and the others want in, the people who've held the power base don't want to let others in to play. That's just my view, because I've been the outside female gamer or fan my entire life.
I really don't want to take this to a southern direction, but you mentioned like anime, and when it comes to cosplay, it's not the women's fault that all these designers.
Oh, totally.
Every woman
so
has double
anime
D, and there's like tassels on their boobs, and but then women will dress up like that.
Fall down or showing their little white panties. Yep.
Yeah, and women will dress up like that to make it acceptable, which I totally disagree.
Because they like the characterization that, like Aiko. Here's a good one. Here's a classic one. Aiko. A-K-O. She had a lot of power. She was a very powerful heroine.
She was.
But she was drawn with your classic oversized tits.
Oh, like even the Major and Ghost in the Shell.
Flashing her little panties.
Yes.
But she was a serious badass.
Yes.
But that's what came out in the 80s. You had Bubblegum Crisis, and a lot of them were the same way.
I mean, Sailor Moon's the same way with like the tiny skirts.
Sailor Moon. Oh my God, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, is it just degrading women?
But
or
I love
just
Sailor
sex
Moon, like
No,
it's not degrading.
But it's
sex sells, right?
Perception of it's also the Japanese perception of women.
It's
gotten better in the last
Japanese
10 to 15
culture.
years.
But
there's also a lot of women
degrading.
empowerment in anime. There's
it's a catch-22, and it's gotten better. I honestly think in the
because
last 10
in
to
the same
15
hand
years.
you have a skimpy little sailor uniform, but they're also kicking ass.
There's some badass bitches, man.
Yep.
And then you also have let's not
Pretty
leave
Soldier
it out.
Sailor Moon.
One of the things about it, because you're talking about a lot of anime that are geared with certain types of characters in them. But then you can also turn around and look at, there are also the other ones that are geared where it's the guys that are
complete airheads.
Yeah, complete airheads or super shy, like they're meant to be 100%.
It's usually the blonde ones. It's usually the American
No, oh my
tilted
God.
ones that are-
He's a fucking clueless dip.
There are so many Japanese-styled ones as well, where they just have
Oh no, I'm
idea
talking about like
what's
the quote-unquote American characters in Japanese anime.
Look
like
up Oh My Goddess.
But
Series Oh My
that's,
Goddess.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not
I can't remember
just
his
the
character's
American
name, but
characters.
he is a fucking... He's a blonde, and he's a brunette, but he acts like a goddamn blonde in most traditional animations that are not Japanese oriented. But that's their mentality. It's played for laughs. The coolest guy is played for laughs. Just as much as the girl being the helpless girl and stuff is played for laughs. But it's a cultural aspect, and it's gotten better because again, Oh My God came out 15, 20 plus years ago during the beginning of the import. I think Evangelion. Lotus War.
Neon Genesis, Evangelion. Ooh, Lotus War. I haven't seen that one.
Lotus War. Some of the newer stuff, again, in the last 10 to 15 years, has shifted. Yes, the old traditional anime still sells, but there's a lot that is smart storytelling.
Oh yeah, well I mean we've been talking about Attack on Titan for
equal
a hot
to
minute.
the guys, even if it's a male protagonist. His supporting female characters.
Mikasa in Attack on Titan.
Sword Art Online. There's another one.
I don't think she's sexualized at all.
If you remember Tenchi Muyo,
Mikasa in Attack on Titan.
Kenshi Moyo?
Yeah, what about Tenchinuyo? The main
I love
character, the
Ryoko.
protagonist,
Ryoko was my
guy,
favorite, and she was a
but
badass.
he couldn't do anything.
Ayako
It was all of the girls
Screw you,
that
Ayako.
did stuff.
Sasami.
But
Yeah.
but for
so cute.
real people, a part of it is just it's infringing on
Tenchi's
the
women.
establishment, and unfortunate, and it's not across the board. I'm seeing a lot of guys, both older and younger. The older ones have realized over time that women are just as capable gamers and just as competent and willing to learn and can learn as young guys or new players. And there are younger ones who have just grown up with the girls playing alongside them and being a badass from the get-go.
Yeah,
and they're not threatened by it. They just accept it that to a degree that a girl can do everything that a guy can do. Yes, physicalities, but essentially girls are just as competent as a boy and a man can be in a lot of areas. I can ride a motorcycle as good as a guy. Can I pick one up as easily? Hell no, that comes down to biology. But I can. If I was taught at one point how to get it up on my own. We won't discuss how easy that is with a Harley, because they're one of the heavier, and I have a top-heavy bike no less. But it can be done. It's on the other hand, you've got people like my son and his friends. My son is 19, and he has zero tolerance for isms. The young men around him have no tolerance, really, for isms.
That's encouraging.
That it is encouraging. Yes, there are young people in the teens and the 20s, and they are still abiding by, I won't say gender roles, but what makes you masculine, what makes you feminine, and how you're supposed to express that. But mom should stay home with the kids early on, and all this. They're getting away from that. They're getting away from those gender roles. They're accepting there's different ways to believe or not believe, and they're just as valid. So a lot of the isms that the four of us grew up with, the younger generation is, by and large, I think, eschewing it. Now, again, it may be regional. I mean, down in the South, a little slower to change.
Yeah, in the Bible Belt.
The Bible Belt. There may be certain ethnic groups that are slower to change than others. I do recognize that I have a certain point of view living in the DC area, which is full of transients and people from all around the world. Has colored my view. But, that's all I can speak to, is the young people I see around me and the young people I see on the news. And a lot of them seem to be rejecting these isms we grew up with. When I was in high school, interracial couples was the thing that our generation, my generation, was starting to pretty much go, whatever. And the adults around us were given the stink eye. And then when my son was born, it was, gay couples. You got, okay, whatever. And the adults, my age on up, gave the stink eye. And now it's the gender expression.
Mm-hmm.
So each time it's the younger generation going, who gives a shit?
Exactly.
Don't push it on me. And my son's been told, hey, what would you say if I said I was gay? My son would be like, okay, you do you.
Not interested. Why do I care?
Not interested. The way I look at it, just because you're a guy doesn't mean I'm automatically going to jump in your pants or let you jump in mine. Just because you're a woman, you say you're attracted to me. Thanks, I'm flattered. May or may not be interested. It's just, my son at one point, he did he wanted nail polish because I was painting my nails. I was selling Avon. So I was painting my nails a fair bit, and he wanted to paint his nails. So I got some, thin, glittery, it was overcoaty stuff, and I'd go do his nails, and he was tickled pink. My ex threw a damn hissy fit, but my son was all good with it, and he's like, what if I wanted to wear, what if I was thinking about doing the eyeliner? I said, okay, I'll give you lessons. I just,
Nice.
honest to God, just
Yeah.
didn't really care.
If you're gonna put it on, we're
He
gonna do it
didn't
right.
Right. You know, he grew his hair out.
I
and his father
totally understand. I went through therapy for a year and a half for a reason I don't want to get into, but people are into what they're into because of how they were born and how their mind works. Whether it's I want to sleep with a man or a penguin, there's not much difference.
Or nobody. My son's Ace.
They don't have a choice. That's what turns you on is what turns you on. I mean, even I think all of us here are straight, but don't you like something? I mean, I love Japanese chicks. I mean, that's. I mean, what if that was frowned upon? Oh, you like Japanese
some
chicks?
corners
You get to go to jail. You go to jail now because you like dark-haired women. Like, why? I mean, they're gorgeous.
Well,
I like
and
brunettes. I
think,
like
too,
blondes. I mean, I don't hate any women.
Right,
Women are gorgeous.
You have a preference. That you
I have a
like,
preference,
and
but
preferences are fine. It's kind of that you just have to be careful not to go over into the fetishization.
Right. I mean,
that's the only
there's
danger.
still no-nos, but there's still
That's
things.
not-
If you're a pedophile, there's still ways to help you not be a pedophile.
Well, that's going to a whole nother angle because that's full.
Well, that's being a pedophile now is being gay 50 years ago.
No, it is still illegal. No. It is still illegal,
There's-
and a pedophile is never going to be accepted any more than bestiality is. Like, I'm being poly, and people go, well, if we allow people to be in more than, a two-person relationship, next thing you know, it's going to be pedophilia and bestiality.
Right, no. Those are not.
Children
Okay,
cannot consent,
so you
and when
can
have
kill a
Mr.
cow.
Ed, by all God, when Mr.
Oh,
Ed
boy.
can consent,
This
to
You
being
can
fucked
conversation
you
by
can
law,
kill a
means-
cow and you
this
can eat a cow,
conversation is
but
going
you
really
can't
bad.
fuck it.
Well,
This
when-
conversation is
when-
I know,
when
I
Mr. Ed
agree.
can give consent,
I
bad.
go
agree.
for
You
it,
shouldn't
but-
fuck a cow, and I don't tell. I don't. I'm on the pedestal going. Pedophiles aren't that bad. No, I'm not saying that.
No,
I'm just
but
saying
it comes down to
it's
consent.
a disease, and you need to
Yes.
nip it in the bud, and they should be punished. Absolutely. I have 4 kids. If somebody had sex with my kid when they were 6, I'd be in jail right now, not playing Destiny because I would have killed them without thinking about it.
Well,
I wouldn't
even
say.
even a teenager.
I wouldn't say
there's
let's
enough of an
call the
age
cops and
difference.
give them a trial. No, I would have killed them. No, I mean, it wouldn't be a decision. It'd be like, where are they?
But again, it comes down to consent, so it's a slight different.
Yes, but the law says if you're 17 and you have sex with a 20-year-old, he's going to jail.
Yes and no, depends on how you interacted. Most states have Romeo and Juliet.
In New York,
the Romeo and Juliet clause.
yeah, well, in New York, there's not a line. It's you're going to jail. It's like sleeping with
I
a
believe
2-year-old.
New York has a Romeo Juliet. You have to have had a natural
Relationship
interaction
prior
and have
to
been
the
dating
age.
prior to your ass turning 18.
Yeah.
Now, with my ex-wife, she was 17 when we first had sex. I was 24, but the next day she turned 18. And we got married and had 4 kids.
But
And
that
was not a Romeo. You would not have been covered under Romeo and Juliet because at
unless you
would
well,
never have
correction.
been in school
Hold on,
together.
wait. Did you weren't in school together? The natural interaction with you guys would have been and having a relationship with her, because usually the Romeo and Juliet clause is basically to protect the guy if he's like 2 years older than the girl. So they meet when they're both in high school, and then he ages and becomes an adult and she's still a minor.
Or
That's
vice versa.
kind of, yeah, or vice versa. Sorry, I apologize in saying it that way. Or vice versa. It's something like that. It's the relationship started naturally in something like high school, then due to being
high school
2
youth
years
camp at
older.
church, where you did not have to go out of your way to have any interaction with that extremely younger person, and you usually had to have started that interaction before you were 18.
Before it was illegal.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
working at a radio station and she kept coming to see me.
Yeah, so under today's laws, that you could have.
Oh, it
your
was
parents could have
it was
chosen
over
to-
20 years ago, so I'm hoping the
Statute of
law
limitations.
won't come get me tomorrow, because that would really
No,
suck.
because it's usually a 7. But yeah, so back to your original question. I just think it's a matter of it's the establishment being threatened by those that want to come in, and they don't know how to. They've not been taught how to handle it. That it's okay to welcome more people rather than, put on your exclusivity hat. But again, it's changing. I have never been in a first-person shooter game before with clan players, whatever. And I joined the Dads of Destiny, and other than those clans were like, yeah, we don't allow women. I've never had a problem with anybody. There has been extremely few people who have expressed views that I'm like, how the fuck are you in this, overarching clan? Because that is some despicable ass behavior, talk, whatever.
I have a quick question. Selina, are you still streaming?
Uh-huh.
Wow, this whole conversation is on the internet.
Okay.
We're either going to be famous.
I'm all good.
We're going to be famous or in jail. One of the two.
Nobody's friggin' listening in the 3-hour mark.
But if this gets out, I mean, this could be a cult thing.
A cult thing?
Yes.
I'm not ready to start a cult with you, Shady.
I'm not sure what that means.
You have to make sure that you worship at the proper altar.
What kind of cults are we talking about here? Could this cult
And what's the perks
include
of
a
membership?
harem?
Cult of the Hunter.
I really want to know what would be involved in this cult. I might be willing to join.
I'm gonna put the perks of membership.
Cult of the Arcstrider, if I'm going to start
Thank you very much. But see, I think, VA, you and me, we
do. Damn it, you didn't be closer, BC.
All four of us get along because we're pretty much about the same intelligence level, and we get each other.
We're also, I think, comparable in age as well, so our general life experience, whether it's direct or by...
Selina and I are the closest. Or no, you and Shay, no, Selina and I are right around each other.
You and guys are like within 10 years of me.
Yes, we're 10 years within you.
Okay. And then I'm in under 10 years of Shady, so 20 years is really, if we mention something, chances are all four of us have a effing clue, what the other person's talking about.
If you mention an 80s movie, I think we all could relate.
Or a show, or a...
The Warriors versus the Lizzies.
Like if you mention if you mention the Reagan shooting, you probably have an idea where the hell you were when you heard about it, or the Challenger blowing up, or 9/11. That's hard to believe that. Christ, this year's going to be
20 years.
I disappeared on 9/11. Actually, I was home. I can't remember, was I supposed to work or something, but me and Mouth at that time, we were like, wow, this is too much, everything that was going on, and we just, after knowing what happened and seeing, it was like, okay, you couldn't get away from it, so we went and sat at a park or something all day or whatever, like, it was avoid media.
No shame there. Being in the DC area, I actually, from the 8th floor of the top floor, the 8th floor of the building I was in, you could see the smoke. I was told that people in the office there had a bird's eye view to going down. And I drove past that scar for 2 years as they... So, yeah, yeah, I remember where I was at. One of those just flipped the fuck out because her father worked in D-Ring where the plane hit. And she, of course, couldn't get a hold of him, so she flipping the fuck out. I sat on a crate for a 3-hour drive home in my now ex-husband's work truck because Metro was shut down, most of the highways were backed up, so I had no way to get home because I used public transit to get home. He had to leave work. Yeah, that was an interesting butt print that I had for about 2 days.
My roommate woke me up in college. I was
You were
asleep.
in college?
Yeah.
My 9/11 story is ironic. I was headed to a agency that was trying to find me a job, and I heard on the radio that what was going on. I didn't really have a full knowledge. I mean, like, in the beginning, nobody knew exactly what was happening.
Oh, yeah.
So I was listening to, I think, Don Imus, and they said, oh, a plane hit something. And I'm like, yeah, well, big deal. So I went to this job agency, and I was filling out, like, a resume to send. And then I went home and realized that, oh, crap, this is a big thing. But because of that event, I was hired as the security officer for IBM because they were worried about terrorist attacks there. So because of 9/11, I got a job.
Hey,
Paranoia,
game in that
paranoia.
Yeah. And I was there for 15 years.
Oh, well. You know, what's that, you know?
I mean, I hate to say it was a
bad
good
stuff
thing.
can be good
I mean,
stuff. I
it's
was
really
gonna
hard to say.
sometimes- Yeah.
But, I mean, sometimes good things happen out of tragedy.
They do. But yeah, I just think that's partly why we mesh well too. We are similar enough in life experience. You know what?
Thanks, Guardian.
You know what I'm saying? That we've experienced enough of. We've each lived enough life that we have a damn clue where the others are coming from, even if we haven't exactly experienced it.
Yeah, and none of it has to do with your gender. It really doesn't matter. I've made this point before. I don't care if you're gay, black, green, female, 5 years old. I don't. If you can get me through a nightfall, you're welcome to my
Exactly.
fire team. Let's go. If you can't get me through the fire team, go away. But if you can, I don't care. As Dredd said, if I was a dog, if a dog could handle a controller and get me through a nightfall, bow wow, let's go.
Bow wow
Yippee-yo,
wow,
yippee-yay.
yippee-yo, yippee-yay, bow wow,
Oh,
yippee-yo,
nice.
yippee-yay.
On cue. On cue. Awesome.
I knew it. Oh my
God, this should be a
Now you're gonna
podcast.
stick
Damn
that
it.
Now you're gonna stick that damn earworm in my. Every damn podcast, you know, one of y'all, either you or Selena, sticking a damn earworm that you cannot get rid of. All right, well, I need to call my mother real quick before it gets too much later. She called while we were on podcast. I was like,
Oh, geez.
I thought I'd put it on Do Not Disturb, but I forgot even Do Not Disturb. My mama overrides it, so yeah.
A funny story about the song Atomic Dog. This story was just told to me. Apparently, George Clinton was really, really messed up that day and went in to record it, and he was messing up all, I guess, whatever the original lyrics were supposed to be, and it was like filler and all kinds of other stuff. So he left the studio that day, came back the next day to repair his lines, and as he walks in, they're like, "What are you doing?" He's like, I'm here to, fix the song. I know I messed up, and they were like, "Nah, we already fixed it." So it was basically, he was in there for hours, and they just kind of cut and spliced it together and made Atomic Dog a hit.
That's funny. It's a good song.
Post editing can do wonders to songs.
But the interesting thing is in that situation that was post editing, but it wasn't editing his voice or anything. It was just taking him saying the stuff he did, maybe multiple takes of him messing it up and just piecing it together and going, you know what, him messing it up sounds better than the actual lyrics. We're just going to keep this.
I like it. Okie doke, guys. I think I'm gonna hop off and make some dinner.
I am going my Philly cheesesteak pizza.
Oh, heck to the yeah.
Well, I wanted steak, and then we talked about pizza, and so...
You want your
Cheesesteak
four
pizza.
Guardians and a guest pizza.
And y'all can't tease me about being muted anymore.
Right.
Who was muted?
Oh
You
yeah,
were.
one episode in a row. You weren't muted. Okay,
With
we'll
new
talk about
headphones,
it.
So.
We'll talk about it when you get like 3 in a row.
I just enjoy the raspberry part. That's the wonderful part.
Okie doke, guys. Well, everybody have an excellent evening.